Here comes two. Here comes Derek. Here comes the two. There it is. Boosters.
Hi, I'm Eric.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Chris.
And we have our special guest, Bulldog Omega, here with us as somebody fucking subs right as I'm doing it. And I made it first. Yay! Thank you for the Twitch sub right in the middle of the intro. It threw me completely off.
Fantastic. Welcome to our 2021 roundup in top 5?
Top 5. Top 50?
Top 5.
Top 50.
Top 5. I didn't even play 50 games, to be honest. I don't know what you're talking about.
Going through my lists, I was surprised at how many games I did play. I was just like, holy shit, I don't remember a lot.
It was a lot more.
This year too.
To be fair, I did the same thing, and I realized today that I left the game off, but for a good reason. I left New World off.
For a very good
everyone
reason.
knows a very good reason. Everyone knows why I left New World off if they saw my stream. So
I just realized that I was hemming and hawing over whether to put a game on, and I didn't put the game on, and someone's going to make fun of me for it. But I think I have very good reason for not putting it on. So welcome in, everybody. If you guess, I mean, we can talk about news if we want to get in a fuck Activision section going for a little bit there.
Oh god.
I mean,
Dude,
I think we can do it like a fuck Activision for like 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes.
Bulldog hasn't been able to do a fuck Activision with us.
That's true. And you know, if anything, for rounding out 2021, you know, just fuck Activision Blizzard and that mentality and that going on in the industry, period. Like, regardless of where it is or anything like that, I think it's worth just saying, fuck you and your horse that you rode in on if you're not asking that horse for permission first.
It's true. What is it one hoof stomp for yes and 2 hoof stomps for no? Is that it?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
A horrible
Ed,
death
if we're gonna be dating ourselves here a little bit, Mr. Ed could talk and he would tell you straight up. He would solve mysteries well.
My favorite little bit of trivia from that is they used to put peanut butter in the horse's mouth to get it to talk.
Oh, they just
yeah, they'd put peanut butter all in its mouth and he'd be like oh man, yeah, but fuck Activision.
Fuck that all.
Let's you know, when starting a new year, you want to make sure that you remember the bad from last year and you let that bad like really seep in, but only to the event of you saying no, not going to happen again this year. So we aren't going to let that happen anymore, but we are still going to remember that there are a bunch of fucking douchebags and we're not going to let this entire like whole year turnover make us forget to not play any of their fucking games. Because man, I really wanted to play Diablo 2 and I can't fucking bring myself to do it.
It wasn't worth it, Eric. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it totally isn't. All right, so what's everybody drinking? Let's start with Bulldog. Bulldog, what did you bring to the party, buddy? Did you bring enough to share?
Technically, I did. I brought good friends soju. This is strawberry flavor because I couldn't get just no normal soju at the place I went to.
Strawberry flavor's good.
So
it's fine.
Strawberry flavor is good. It tastes good. But yeah.
And Bulldog, while you're also telling us what you're drinking, why don't you also give us an elevator pitch of who you are and what do you do?
Yes.
And who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Our mom says our dad's a sex machine.
Yeah. My name is the Bulldog Omega. I am a Twitch streamer and content creator. I usually stream Phasmo and other community games and
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight, and I've now also became a famous YouTuber, I guess now, with the short I put out. That's over 500 views right now. I don't know why it's gotten so big, but it's a big thing now.
In like 48 hours too. Less than 48 hours, it's gotten 500 plus views. So if you want to see a rather large black man twerk on camera, go on YouTube and look for the Bulldog Omega, and you will see Bulldog twerk. You can also see that on Twitch, by the way. That is a clip on his Twitch.
It's a clip on my Twitch, but you know what? If you really want to see it, like just perfect detail, 1080p, it's on YouTube now, I guess.
Not 4K? God, what is this?
You can't stream in 4K.
I want to see that 4K ass, though.
Oh, and he didn't have his DSLR then.
I didn't have my DSLR back then. That was my regular,
Oh, you know what that means?
Webcam.
It means we need another twerk.
Ooh.
We need 4K twerk.
We need that 4K twerk.
All right, guys. 5,000 subs, 4K twerk coming. I'm not doing that.
Everyone go sub right now.
Across both channels, right?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, both channels.
There you go.
You got to sub all of them.
I subbed all of them.
All right. Jason, what do you got, buddy?
Sure. Thanks for joining us, Bulldog, too, obviously, totally. And then I'm drinking very boring stuff. I have my standby bullet whiskey. And I just went to San Diego for Christmas, had a great old time, bought a lot of great beer, but none of my beer is cold right now. So I'm stuck with a very good Cryo Stash from Hop Valley. So
that is a very good beer. And yes,
It's a
he
very good
literally just got into his house 5 minutes before we started the podcast up.
Drove in, sat down, shared Zoom link, and she was like, "What up? Been here the whole day."
And then I'm like,
wait
"Yeah,
for you
your wife begs to differ because his wife messaged my wife, and he's like, "How did you know?" I'm like, "Oh."
I was like, "What are you?"
It's like,
Looked at my Google. I was like, "I'm not sharing my map with anybody. This is weird as hell."
We used to. We used to all share our maps together.
I don't know why we still
Google
don't.
made it
I
easy.
love creeping on you
because it's really hard
just like-
to share it now. That's the problem. It's like extremely hard to share maps now.
I have
are you
mine
telling
shared
me
with my
that
wife.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Google has made it hard to creep on people now?
Google has made it hard for us to creep on each
other
other.
people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But not for them. They've
They're
actually
still
made it
very
easier.
much creeping.
They are listening right now. I don't even have
That
a
is
phone
true.
on.
1000%.
That is true.
They're listening from the
They
Google
don't even hide it anymore.
hub that I have in my son's bathroom. They get to hear him make fart noises. Both real and fake.
There you go.
Well, I have some Angel's Envy, which is a very
nice.
delicious.
Nice, very
it's actually
nice.
the last
Christmas
of my
gift.
Angel's Envy, and this is also a Christmas gift that I have. It is a really cool, like insulated tumbler set that goes with it, so
that
that
is
I
nice.
don't have to worry about warming it up with my hand. Although some people say you're supposed to warm it up a little bit in your hand, just like you're supposed to with brandy. Blah blah. Fuck those guys. I go on the thing of ice. You gotta have a little ice in there in order to get that like aerosolation out. Then I also have a Moon Juice from Santan Brewing, which is probably their only good one that they've got like right now.
I was
It's like
about
a
to say it's the only beer I
good
really
one.
like for them anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, it's their only really good one. And then when we run out of that,
Have you had the brain glaze?
it's all right.
I don't think I have.
I've had it.
I don't think I've had it.
It's all right. It's not bad. But when we run out
like
of
that one.
that, Bulldog will choose between A and B for my flavor box.
Ooh, well, the
Okay.
cocktail interruption.
Yeah. It's,
Oh shit.
and this is all
Cocktail
peaty
interruption.
scotches. If you missed the last episode, I got a box of 3 extremely peaty scotches. So this one will be fun. And we saved the best for last because he has now gotten rid of his cleanse. The cleanse is over, folks, and he's going big. So, Chris, tell us what you have in your lineup of beers.
So starting out, we undressed the Snort Spice Company koozie here.
Take it off.
We got the Arcade IPA
Ooh, okay.
from Knee Deep Brewing Company. This one's at 7% alcohol.
Oh, 7. Damn.
Someone has their
That's the weakest.
has their Xbox
That's the
fridge
weakest.
on, I can hear
Yeah,
it.
we can hear your fridge.
We can hear your mini fridge there.
Gotta keep them cold. So then I have the Baron of Arizona, West Coast IPA, Episode 1 from Bonehouse Brewery.
Nice.
Nice.
Bonehouse
is
dope.
good.
Fancy little can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's at 7.1.
Okay.
Then moving on, I got the Fall of Troy from Belching Beaver, which is an orange vanilla milkshake double IPA. That one's at
actually pretty
8.8.
He's on a mission tonight.
He is.
Mhm.
Dreams is on a mission too. She keeps redeeming hydrates in our chat. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I see him too. I see him.
Then I have the Chasing Ghosts from Epic Brewing, which is a double New England style IPA.
Nice.
That one,
nice.
I believe, is at 10%.
Okay. We're just going up. Okay.
Oh yeah, that we were doing a chat about this earlier. I think Jason was
Like, what do I
driving
start
still. We were like, "What do we start with?" I'm like, "Hey, let's go low to high." Figured that was the
And then
safest
rounding
one.
it out, also at 10%, is Victor at Sea by Ballast Point, which is an Imperial Porter with coffee and vanilla.
Nice.
Cool ass
All
brewery
very
too.
nice. Yeah. All very nice
I
decorative
wish that
cans.
died.
Oh, no, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. It's 5
I was
beers.
gonna say,
Yeah, that's it.
He does.
Five
He does
beers,
not have
okay.
a 6-pack.
Okay.
You got to finish one beer before each of your levels of top 5,
God.
Chris.
So.
Oh God!
we're gonna-
I mean, that
we're gonna
is
have a
actually
problem.
the goal. The goal is
true.
for that. The only problem is
Yeah.
that then we need to move faster, so he has to chug them.
These are
So-
all pints.
Yeah. So, Jesus.
Oh,
So
whiner.
we have a problem. You guys are going from like
Yeah.
low to high. My starts at
Already
14.
at high.
Yeah.
I'm already at high.
I mean,
You're
mine
already
starts
at
at
11, Bulldog. You're just like, I'm not going.
45%. So I mean,
There you go.
Yeah, we're doing whiskey. I
yeah,
mean,
we're
what does that
doing
matter?
like straight.
You're doing,
liquor
you're
right
doing
now.
with straight whiskey, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we got our fuck Activision Blizzard out of the way, but hey, we can say it again. Fuck Activision Blizzard. But now we are going to start off, and we're going to do our top 5. So we're going to go. We're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For those of you listening, we're going to go in a circle for each one of them, and then we'll be drunk and done. But first, before we do that, though, we're going to talk about our honorable mentions. Games that maybe just missed the mark or are ongoing games that we want to make sure that we talk about because there was some good stuff that came out for this year. So who
Eric,
wants to
real
go
quick,
first? Yes.
before we go into it, why don't you go over the rules of what we're looking for to be part of the top 5?
All right, so the
And
top
our honorable
5,
mention.
you have to have played it for one. So you can't just like randomly choose a game that you didn't play, but you heard lots of people say great things about it. Nope, that doesn't work. So unfortunately, I still have Jason's copy of Scarlet Nexus still sitting here on my desk, and that can't be on my list because I have not played it yet. I forewent that long JRPG for another one that I had been hyped up about. So Scarlet Nexus can't be on my list because of that. 2, it has to have come out in 2021 or just missed it by coming out somewhere in December. And we give it's like if it comes out and it's like December 10th, 15th or whatever, we didn't have time to actually play that game in a lot of cases, nor did we really want to at that point because we're like, we have so many fucking games that we still have to play. So yeah, we will give a little bit of leeway in that so that, you can choose one. I think Jason's the only one that chose a December game this year for his top 5. We don't know what it is, but he definitely told us that he already did because he wanted to make sure that he had the rules right. But you got to make sure that it came out and you played it. So it has to be out in that time frame, which is the reason why some of the games can't be on the
preferably
list.
beating, hence our namesake, but not
Right.
everything can be beaten in the same way. So we get it.
Yeah.
Yes, and some games are extremely long, and if we're playing them on streams only, that's a long.
That's a
stream
long ass time. Yeah.
that's like when I did Persona 5. Like if I did that only in streams, that would have taken for fucking
You'd still be playing
ever
it.
to
Oh, yeah.
beat that
Yeah.
game. Whereas I crashed, I knocked it out in like a weekend and a half, I think.
It's 100 hours plus even rushing.
No,
So,
it was 2 weekends plus then some weeks. That's right. Because it was 108 hours is how long it took for me to beat that game. Same thing with Jason.
Yeah, it's a longer game for sure. And Strikers is coming out for PS Plus next month too. So
oh god, Strikers is going to be on it.
Huh?
That was one of the ones that, like, as I was going through my list. So normally when we go through, we tend to forget what came out earlier in the year and what we played, and then also making sure that it came out within the time frame. So we have to go back through and look through everything. And I was seeing a whole bunch of different ones, and I'm like, man, Strikers. I didn't get a chance to play that, and I really, really wanted to, but
I still haven't played it
unfortunately, either. Fortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. So we'll go from there. All right. So Bulldog, we'll let you do your honorable mentions first.
All right. So I have 2 honorable mentions up here. The first one, Midnight Protocol from Loose Gus Studios. I did a review stream on it. It's the only game I've ever felt like an actual hacker playing, and I love that about it. I might be the only person who might appreciate like the gameplay of it, because people are like, "This is so confusing. This is boring." As a person who is a nerd and a computer guy, I loved it. I love doing commands like Linux commands to do stuff. That's just me. But yeah, super fun game. I highly recommend it. It's the only reason it's not in my top 5, and I really, really debated this, is there's a game on my top 5. I was like, this was just a little bit better. The second game, Rainbow Billy and the Curse of Leviathan, the only reason I have it as honorable mention is there's 2 reasons. One, the accessibility for learning disability for colorblind, for all those options were absolutely incredible. To make sure that anyone could play that game is just super amazing. And 2, I have never had feelings for a weird dog as I had for that game. That game will hit you in the feel spots, and I love that about that game. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. 2 games I would highly recommend.
I like that they're not like
Rainbow Billy. That was an awesome game, actually.
Yeah, that is an amazing game.
And I like that they're not like super popular games too. So props to you on that. Yeah.
All right, Jason.
Oh, sure. I have 2 that same thing, kind of like smaller, that I just really loved, and then that just got edged out. The first one is Star Renegades, which is a roguelite turn-based RPG. Not only was it super fun to play, but it nailed the roguelite aspect of having to replay, but made it more conducive, so it was more fun to play the same thing over and over again. But what really was just amazing was just that kick-ass soundtrack. Like, that was just one of the more fun soundtracks that I've had this year. And I would play the game sometimes just for that, just to be like, oh, I could use some pump-up times. So, fantastic. Same thing, Bull. This one was very close. I had it on my list, and I've reworked my list probably like 10 times over the day and a half. And that one kind of went up and down, up and down, up and down. My second honorable mention is Sable, only because it only came out, I think this month or last month or whatever, just recently. And I haven't really been able to spend as much time with it. The art style and the feeling of it is just so great. I mean, it reminds me so much of like if Breath of the Wild had like the feeling of Journey from the PS3. Like, it's just like exploration, going around, and just artistically, like, art style, just chill game, relaxing, great one that you can finally feel sometimes when you're just like flying through the desert or driving, whatever, and just feel your brain like have that little like relax moment, and that's always super fun. So those are mine 2.
That definitely is a chill game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Chill for sure.
Game. All right, my first one is we're gonna get this out right away. Forza Horizon 5.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna be down. It's gonna be down there.
Forza Horizon 5 does not make it onto my top 5. And it is a good game, but it was plagued with so many fucking server issues, so many multiplayer issues, all of that. And it's the main reasons as to why, like, I haven't even picked up Halo Infinite. Like, I have it downloaded, but I haven't played it at all because the multiplayer, as we've talked about, really pisses me off that that's not there. And this game is fun, but every time that I tried to play it with my friends, it was nothing but bullshit. all the time.
Yep.
We'd lose connection. We wouldn't have the ability to play races together. Setting up the races so that you could all use your own cars was not intuitive at all. You had to teach yourself how to do that. Otherwise, everyone had to drive your car. So it was plagued with so many issues on the multiplayer aspect that it just couldn't make it in. Mechanics were good. The aesthetics is a beautiful game, but it just had too many issues within that time period for me to be able to go with it. My other honorable mentions, I got two. One's quick because technically this game's not out. Phasmophobia, which has been doing a very good job of reinventing itself and updating a lot of things throughout the year.
Yep.
But it's technically still not even a full release. It's still in early access. So I just wanted to make sure that we talk about that. The dev team has been doing a very good job of continually changing because they were the first ghost hunting game. Then a bunch of clones came out and they're like, well, what can we do to continually add these? And they have done a very good job of doing that. And then also Genshin Impact. One of my top games for the year last year has just continued to churn out content all year long. And as we were talking about earlier, Jason was giving me shit about putting it in my top 5 last year. And what fucking game are we still playing right now? Genshin Impact.
So hard to be mad. I'm just like, hey,
it's hard to be mad.
I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I'm just going to go to my waifus. It's just like, fuck, I don't want to. It's just like automatic. I mean, I think that to me is like one of the biggest problems with rest mode for like the PlayStation or Xbox and stuff like that. The PC, you don't have that problem. You kind of come on, it's just like, all right, what do you want to play now? Oh, I'll think about it. You sit down on the PlayStation and you're just like, I'm going to play some gaming. And it's just like, guess what? You're already playing Genshin. It's just like, fucking fine.
Yes, I'm playing Genshin.
Guess I'm playing Genshin for the next 8 hours.
Genshin's up right now. So, that's what we're going to have to play, guys. Sorry. Hello, waifus. Welcome in. I love you. I'm already getting some pissed off people in chat because they apparently fixed the convoy mode. Yeah, they fixed it like a week ago, guys.
Yes.
The game's been out for a month and a half. And granted, I'm glad that they fixed it. But because of those issues, I can't do it. And Chris just got his photo mode fixed like today.
Oh yeah, I saw
I went
that.
back in and checked it. I'm like, did they actually fix this? Because I did like submit a ticket for it too. I'm like, this is an issue, guys. Clearly, looks fine in the game. When you go to the pictures, it ain't fine.
It's not.
And then I'm like, okay, we'll get to it. And then so I went back and checked to make sure today. I'm like, before this, I'm like, let me check to see if they did get around to fixing that, and it is fixed. Yeah. It's like, because this is going to impact its rating.
And that's good that they fixed it. But unfortunately, I had games that I really enjoyed playing that I didn't have to worry about them. And when you have a game like that that's integral, like multiplayer's integral to it, or the photo mode's integral to it, like those are big things that are broken. And I'm like, that can't make it on my list. All right, Chris. Yeah. I talked too much about that game. Sorry.
So my honorable mentions, there was one that I won't mention because we talked about it doesn't count at all for a couple reasons, but so some actual ones that do count is the Ascent. Beautiful game, fun game, but towards as you start playing the game, it kind of gets repetitive, and you're like, and you have to go through the corpse zone and stuff like that. I'm like, oh goddamn, that area sucks. Do I really want to do this? Is it worth it? Like, the story isn't good enough there to make me want to go through that pain of like, do I want to go through this bullshit? And
the story doesn't make up for the grind.
That's why it becomes honorable mention.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of go through back and forth. Yeah. So it's like, that's why it's not on the top 5 list. And then they did implement a photo mode finally, and it's
yeah, the lackluster of that photo mode was
photo mode. Like major air quotes.
Hold on, there's a photo mode?
No, there's a
like, take a screenshot. You just hit print screen on your keyboard, you just unlocked photo mode. Just like, this is bullshit.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
It was not a photo mode, to say the least. But yeah. I remember watching you guys talked a lot about that game, but yeah, it's like like the greatness of it wore off completely.
Yep.
Yeah. So then it's like, all right, I don't think I put it in my top 5. The other one is Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. Great game, very in-depth game. I don't play that style of game a lot. And when you do kind of play the game, it's like seeing Nefertiti and camping. You're there for a few hours.
Yeah.
It's not like hop in, play a little bit, hop out, or something like that. Like we're like Forza something, you can just go fuck around for a little bit, or do a race, or stick around and hop out. So, but it is a good game. That's why it's my honorable mention. So that's my 2 honorable mentions.
Yeah, a game's got to be real good for you to be able to get past that whole like I can't just sit down for 30 minutes and bullshit or something like that. But that is a sign of a good game if you can get past it. You're like sitting down 5 hours. I'm playing this game.
Yeah,
and you're like I want
to have like 5 hours to sit down and play a game.
Yeah, but I don't even have 5 hours. But I'm sitting down for 5 hours playing this game. Or I look at it, I'm like, I can wake up late tomorrow. Fuck it, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
All right, so there's our honorable mentions. We got those out of the way, folks. And hey, we're only like 30 minutes into the podcast. You know, that's good.
Yay!
That's actually pretty good for us.
We're moving along good.
We've done a lot of bullshitting before in the past, primarily when we've had Sean on, but that's because there's usually quite a bit more chuckles going on with this. So let's we gotta keep hydrating.
And it's like the first time we talked to Sean in like 6 months at the time.
Yeah. Make sure you're hydrating, Chris. We're getting all these hydrate redemptions, and you gotta hydrate.
Yeah, we're almost to number 5. Where are you on your beer count, Chris?
You haven't even done. We're about to start it. All right, it's that time. Number 5.
Number 5.
All right, we're gonna start with Bulldog. We're gonna keep going in this same circle. Bulldog, Jason, me, Chris. We'll just keep going until Chris pops out. Although I think Chris is going to automatically pop into the bottom right corner anyways. So when he pops out and pops back in again, inevitably he'll just be in that same spot. So it won't matter.
There you go.
But Bulldog,
well, I did reboot my computer right before this. So hopefully.
Yeah, you're stuttering an awful lot. I'm banking more on Cox than you.
Yeah, that's true. I tried to alleviate computer-wise as much as I could. Cox.
The Cox is always the wild card.
Do so much.
Like I don't believe in Cox at all.
There you go.
All right, Bulldog. What is your number 5?
So my number 5. So actually, Chris just talked about it. My number 5 is actually Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. That game is for me is an amazing game. Being a fan of the source material of Pathfinder role playing game. I love the system. I love the characters. I love the story of that as well. And it's one of those games like, yeah, you're going to have to invest a ton of time in this game. It's actually one of the games I haven't been able to finish because I just didn't have time to continue it. But it'd be that one game I'd be either off stream or, you know, I just finished writing something for school. And I'd be like, yeah, I got 5 hours. Let's do this. I would rather, there would be times where like I could go take a nap, get ready for my class, or I'll just go play some Pathfinder and, you know, I do that. So yeah, I feel like it's an amazing game. Is it a perfect game? Absolutely not. But Kingmaker wasn't a perfect game as well. So yeah, but I enjoyed it very much. I hope to actually finish it next year because I think I'm like only halfway through when I had to stop. So
when the lore's there, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And you know, Pathfinder definitely has lore.
Yeah.
Lore for
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Just like the 40K games.
Oh yeah. With the 40K games, the lore is if the lore is good enough, you're gonna have players keep playing the game. And I feel like Wrath of the Righteous is one of those games where the lore is there. It's fun. The combat is fun. If you put it on the most difficult setting, you will tear your hair out, but you'll enjoy it once you get that. Once you get that one kill on the most difficult setting, you're like, yes. So that's my number 5.
It's a good number 5, and I like that we went straight in from like that was the last one. It's honorable mention. Like you're like, all right, this one's it. Like I like it. That's good, and you gave a good reason as to why it should be on. So you know, hey, good job, Bulldog. All right, Jason.
Also, I saw the hydrate. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, I think that the reason why it would be an honorable mention for Chris is because he had just those horrible accents when he was reading the fucking content of that game. I think that's one of the best parts.
No, they weren't. I don't even know what those accents were. They're so
to be fair, To be fair, as the DM, I have done worse accents to that. So I'm like, you know what? I feel you there. I understand.
I have heard you do accents. I have never heard you do like part German, part Russian, part Norwegian, part Spanish.
Part Scottish.
And a little Scottish.
It
was pretty bad.
A wee bit
Scottish.
A wee bit.
That was like with the Ascent too when me and you were playing, Jason.
Yes, I know.
Scottish.
What is going on right now?
Why are there so many Scots? This doesn't make sense.
Hey, Chris. For me, I'll also jump off of honorable mention and jump right into Forza 5 for myself. And you know, a big thing for me here is that yes, I did see the like if you want to play with friends, total bullshit, and I hate all of that. However, you know, whenever I would actually play it, I played online, I played against people, and I would generally have a good time. And then what I realized is that I hate racing games. I haven't played a racing game in years, and here I was choosing to play a fucking racing game. And I was just like, you know what? That in itself is warranted for a mention right there, because it was fun. It was accessible. You could do all kinds of stuff to your cars. It made me care what kind of like springs my car had, because I 99% of the time just was like auto do it. And then one time I was just like, man, I'm having a hard time with this level. It's a little bit more off-road than I'm ready. What happens if I change my springs? Let me look at that. And I dived into like the charts, and I was just like, man, how much more RPG can you get? I'm fucking stat checking charts for a car. Like, this is fantastic. Like, this is now in my realm. I'm with it. Like, I'm okay. Like, this is fun. Then I put Bongo Cat and waifus on my car, and I'm just like, there's nothing more I really need to do here.
The waifus really do elevate the game. I'm not gonna lie. I've had some amazing waifu
people
cars.
can do that in the editor.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, the amount of time that goes into that puts those people that put up shit on their Call of Duty little like flags and stuff like that to shame, because the amount of patience you have to layer in that stuff is godlike. And you know what? There's the challenges there. I like it that you have the different tiers of the cars you want to do. If I wanted to run around my old busted ass, like, you know, Crown Victoria that was painted like a cop car, I could do races like that, and it was fun. And you could force people to then also join your match, be like, no, we're all racing sub 500 class shitty ass cars, and we're doing the longest race we possibly can.
Hells yeah.
Fucking deal with it. And people would join in like it was no big deal. Like, there's that one you have to do around the entire map. I did that once for the storyline. I was like, hey, that, you know what? That was kind of fun. I wonder what it would be like if I did it like with shitty ass cars and online. And I'll tell you, I've never had a better driving experience like online with people that I don't know in my entire life.
There are some good interactions, and I've had some good interactions with like random people on the internet with that game, and it is fun. It's just that, man, if you really want to sit down and play it, like I was like, yeah, like we all get to play it. Let's all get together. We'll do it, and we have nothing but issues with it.
And joining in was the worst. And I agree with you on your statement of it not being even on your top 5. It's just that for me, it was just like, I don't like racing games, period. That would have been it was the fuck close. Out of here, Eric. It's a racing game.
It was close. It's number 6 technically on my list. So I mean, like, it's real close up there. Like, I totally agree with it. It was good, and all those things were awesome. I really wish that they would make an online editor, so that you didn't have to do it in the game. Like, I didn't have to fucking draw,
you'd open up all kinds of stuff for that.
Yeah, just give me templates and let me do it in Photoshop.
Like, the fast travel unlock process is bullshit. There's been so many times where I've just had a blast and a half and be like, all right, I'm going to do my next race. And someone's just like, oh, join me on this one. I'm just like, that's across the map. And you're just like, well, I have fast travel. You don't? I'm just like, nope, disconnecting from server. And it's just like, that's I don't like that.
All right. Are we good? You good on your number 5?
Yeah, okay. We can move on. Number 5.
I don't want to cut you off. I'll make if you want to keep talking, you can. Because
I think we've talked enough. I'm sure we're going to talk about it again. How about that? So
probably. Speaking of lore-laden games, and I mean extremely lore-laden games, Jason actually kind of tipped the hat on what my number 5 is. In which case, my number 5 was Warhammer 40K Battle Sector, which if you haven't played it, is literally the best tabletop like mechanics that I'd had. I played this, and it reminded me exactly of playing this game with my friends in high school in a garage with this giant fucking diorama that we had that was like 1/8 of Awatuki, which is the city or the town that I grew up in Phoenix, where it was like all desert. And we did battle damage and all sorts of shit. We used to play 40K all the fucking time in there. And this game felt exactly like that. You have terrain issues, you have everything that you need to worry about within a 40K section without having to actually measure, because the game then measures for you. It does an amazing job. It's extremely lore heavy because it's 40K. I mean, that's how all Warhammer games are. That you're talking 30, 40 years plus, right? 40?
A lot.
50 years
Just too
almost
much.
now? Almost 50
almost
years.
50 years.
It's almost 50 years worth of lore that they've written. And they've rewritten. I mean, like, the Elder Codexes that I have from back in high school now are outdated. But there's still, like, a shit ton of lore that you have within that. The only drawback that I had is that you only get to play as Blood Angel Space Marines. You don't get to play as any other types. But that's perfectly fine because it was a very, very good campaign that you run through. You get a very broad spectrum of vehicles and everything that you have, and then tons of lore and great voice acting. Like, the voice acting in that game was top notch. So I 100% enjoyed the shit out of that game. It was a game that was given to us as a review copy, and I would have bought it anyways if I didn't get it as a review copy. So my first rule is always ask, and then if we get told no, then I buy it.
Yeah.
So they sent me one. I was like, fuck yes, I'm going to play the shit out of this game. And I played multiple streams with it. An amazing game. Really, really good. If you want to try any type of tabletopping, and this is what I said when I reviewed it earlier this year, you want to try any type of tabletop game whatsoever, give this game like a purchase. It's way cheaper to buy this game than it is to build a fucking 40K army.
Cheaper to buy this game than anything in 40K.
Yes. You can buy like one squadron of 40K figurines for an army for the price of this game. So buy this game.
And you can't play a game and just enjoy that.
Yeah, you can't play a game with just one squadron.
and you know, the cost of just walking into a fucking Games Workshop anyway is already on top of that.
Well, we know the
welcome
rule.
to Games Workshop.
We know how to get
$500.
attention in the Games Workshop. You take in a really attractive girl with you, like
Taking
Jason
a woman.
took his wife in.
Oh, that's what I needed to do. Okay.
I did that with my wife when
helps.
we were dating, and we got really good fucking service.
It's like playing like Stairway on the guitar, like in Guitar Center. Yeah. Can I help you? Yes, I was interested in buying this.
I thought you got denied.
Wayne's
for
World.
Stairway.
Dating myself again.
Yeah, I thought you got denied for Stairway though.
Oh, he did get denied for Stairway.
Yeah,
he
no
just played
Stairway.
the riff.
Denied.
He just played. I'm gonna play the "May I Help You" riff.
Yeah, yes.
May I help you?
Yes, that's it. There's the "May I Help You" riff. All right, but yeah, Warhammer 40K Battle Sector, fucking great game.
Which is why Henry Cavill does all his acting, so he can afford his 40K habit.
Yes, this is true. And like some people would be like, no, so he could build a computer. No, he built his first computer recently. He's been playing 40K forever.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's been playing computers. That's the first one he built himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Witcher's dope
Yeah.
too, by the way. So
Witcher. Yeah, season 2 of Witcher is fucking.
I need to
great.
finish season 2. I'm a couple episodes in.
Yeah, we stayed up
Speaking
late
of-
watching that last night.
Speaking of The Witcher, my father is starting to get into The Witcher.
good.
So
The
this
show or the games?
the show. I don't think he understands it's a game and a book. Because he also watched the Cowboy Bebop show on Netflix and had no idea what was going on.
Hey, I
He
got
said
my
he
wife
enjoyed
to
it.
watch Cowboy Bebop. She was actually bummed that season 2 has been canceled.
Yep.
I still am.
I'm bummed. I thought they did a good job. I'm not a huge fan of Edward. Like, what I
Yeah.
saw of Edward at the end was but the rest of it, they did a fairly good job. The only major inconsistency was the church scene.
Mm-hmm.
The way that ended is not how it played out in the anime. But other than
That's
that,
fine.
they did a good job. I mean, Cowboy Bebop was campy to the point where it was awesome, and so was this, in my opinion. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chris, you're number 5.
Okay. So number 5 is a game I played for a good while. My brother and some other friends got a server. We played that for a while together. It was fun.
Minecraft?
Then we kind of stopped playing. And then
No, I know what it is.
A couple other friends, Avian and Bringer, started playing it, so I hopped back in and played a lot longer. So I played this game a lot this year, and that's Valheim. The game
Oh yeah,
where it
Valheim
has the
did come out
scariest
this
trees
year.
known to man.
Man,
The
Valheim
trees
to
are
me is
deadly.
like if you were to just be like, Jason, define flash in the pan for 2021, and I'd be like, Valheim, like
Right.
1000%. I mean, the time I spent in there, I had
No, what
fun,
about that
but the
dodgeball
second-
game?
The
Oh,
dodgeball
Knockout
game is actually pretty
City.
fun in it.
Yeah, Knockout
It's still
City.
pretty active.
Is it still?
Knockout City's
I don't
still
see
pretty
anybody
active.
playing
It's still
it
pretty
anymore.
active.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure it's going to be free on PS Plus as well next month. So
Everything's
Okay.
free
To
on
have a
Plus next
resurgence.
month, everybody. Yay!
Yay! I don't.
No,
have
wait,
PS
wasn't it
Plus.
free on Plus already?
I thought it was.
I think it was on Game Pass already. I don't know if it was on. Maybe that's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
thinking
on-
of. Whatever.
I don't know.
I know that people still talk about it because I have a buddy at work that just won't shut up about it. Like the person that still plays oh god, car soccer. What's that one called? Like, I can't remember.
Oh,
Rocket League.
Rocket League, yes. Like it's just like, yes, I get it. You still play Rocket League. I get it. Like, no, I'm still not going to. I'm sorry. It's fun. I get it. It's just,
I remember when it came out, I was like, "Oh, this is fun," and a week later, I was like, "I'm done."
There is
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Rocket League, there is a definite difference between
Yeah.
noobs
Yes.
and the people that have been playing for a really fucking long time.
Yes,
And they will
absolutely.
make you fucking know it.
Yep.
Anyways, Chris, Valheim, go.
Yes, Valheim. So I mean, for as long as I played that game this year, I kind of had it included on my list. Deadly ass trees that I
Yes.
still have not died from.
Oh,
How
I've
have you
died
not
multiple
died
times.
from a tree?
I
I
have
never
no
died
idea.
from a tree
I'm
falling.
always like head on
Head on a
pivot.
swivel, checking to make sure that the fall angle is just right before you take that last swing.
Tree falls, back the fuck away.
I've seen people
mine's
die from
always
their
been-
houses falling on them before.
Yep.
That one was
Yeah, I've
funny.
seen those.
Yeah,
When
I've
they
seen the
they're
house.
like, I can remove this strut right and then move it over. Nope, dead.
But yeah, so but I mean, for as long as I play that game, you can do so much with it. Built some really cool stuff in it that I'm not really known for.
And for a game that came out with an
So-
expansion like that quickly, that they were like,
Yeah.
like this is like what we released. Like you guys like
still
that,
coming out.
right? And we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, this is what we really
Here's
wanted
for
to
their
release.
expansions.
Here's our expansion. So, like,
Here's
If
I-
anything,
one,
everything
one,
the
another
amount
one.
of developers that worked on it and what they were able to do and the explosion they got from it, I applaud them, all the good stuff like that. But yeah, it did not hold me. I got to enough points where it's just like, yeah, this is more annoying than it is entertaining, and that's like my tipping point usually.
Yeah.
And I haven't
That
chopped
point,
so
like-
many trees since Ultima Online.
Right.
see, and if that was my type of game, I probably would have played the shit out of it with Chris.
Yeah.
But like that type of game, just like Minecraft and all that, like none
It's
of those
usually
are my
not
type of
my
games.
type of game. Like
Bullshit. You
I mean, I
played the
played-
fuck out of Minecraft years back. You guys had your own
it
server.
was-
You and your brothers used to
when
play.
it first came, now I played it quite a
To
bit.
be fair,
and
it's his
kinda stopped.
brother's big on it.
Yeah, but he would play with his brothers, and he has
My
fun
brother's
playing
really
with his
big on
brothers.
it.
So as much as he
Yeah.
says that it's
Well, then-
not his game, he still had a lot of time that he would play
yeah,
those.
I spent a lot of time in Minecraft. Yes, you're right.
I
But,
think
like,
that you
know,
think
these
that you don't
survival
like them
type of
more than you do.
games.
Yeah.
That's probably true. Just like I think I don't like horror as much as I actually do like horror.
But horror games are fucking great. Same thing with horror movies. They're fucking amazing. What are
True,
you talking
they
about?
are.
You don't like them. Everybody should like them. They're fucking
Horror-
fun.
Horror games are actually usually pretty good. Horror movies, for the most part, I just think are not very good. But that's probably because the movies aren't very good themselves.
Well, and it's
could
got to
be
be
it.
a horror movie, not
Maybe.
murder porn.
Yes.
We've talked about the
I will
difference
say
between a
that,
horror
yeah.
movie and murder porn. Saw is not
Yes.
a horror
Difference.
movie. That's a suspense movie
no,
with a
that's
fuck
murder
ton
porn.
of blood. Yeah, it's
Yes.
murder porn.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not a horror movie. And Bulldog, and like, we had that conversation when we watched the latest Conjuring movie. Like, it wasn't a horror
Oh,
movie.
that
it
was a horror
suspense
film.
movie.
That was a suspense thriller.
I mean,
no
it was a
horror.
good suspense thriller, except for the
was,
fact that
it
like
was, but- we
what was going to happen at
called
the end of the
the
movie like halfay through, and it wasn't even
But
like
it
it wasn't even like what was going to happen at the end. We're just like, he's going to forget his heart meds.
Yeah. They literally goes like, you should make sure you take those heart meds. She's like, he's gonna forget those at the end.
So fucking heavy handed. Yeah, they just
Like
like
these or
beat it
you'll
into your
die.
head.
Foreshadowing. Hey, I'm gonna foreshadow something for you right now. Take your heart medicine tonight. The more you know.
Make sure you keep one in the little locket that we've got right here that you're going to
Hey,
hang
there you
around
go.
your
There you
neck.
go.
Because I love you so much, honey. Okay, sweetheart.
Is that better or worse than the like flashback scene right before they make something deciding? Like, oh no, I'm about to get killed. Flashback scene. You don't forget to always hide your gun in this weird ass spot. Guess what? I'm stuck in this weird ass spot. How convenient that we had the flashback to remind me of that right now. Because gun.
Yep.
I kind of don't mind those, actually. I'm fine with those ones.
Really? Oh, those bug the shit out of me.
It depends on the flashback for me.
Yes, it depends on the flashback.
flashback.
But the main reason that I like them is that they don't include that early on in the movie to really telegraph it to you. Because I watch a lot of movies where, like, I'll just sit there and I'll fucking guess it, like, in 15, 20 minutes of what's going to happen.
Because it's over. A good movie won't do it, but they'll still let you know that it's there.
Yeah.
Like where the guy will just be like walking through and then like there'll be like the gun there and like shut a drawer or something like that. And it's just like, instead of like showing it, like it'd be like, don't forget the drawer is there or like that. It was like, only if you're watching will it be there. I can't remember the game or the movie that did it really well, but I feel like it was Contact, where it was just like, I knew that the alien wasn't going to be anything corporeal. And like, then finding out that it was going to be dead, it's like, it couldn't have been anything else. That's of course what it was going to be. And even though it's a horrible example, it's still just a good example of good storytelling without actually showing you here's going to be the answer coming up in the next scene.
Yes. Yeah. A key to that is one that Bulldog watched with me, Malignant, where we called it, but we only called half of it. We're like, she's really the killer. And we're like, okay, she's really the killer. We all knew it. We're all watching it. We're like, and it turns out like she's really the killer. But what we didn't know was that she had a vestigial conjoined twin that got pushed back into her skull and was taking over her body. So while she was the killer, she wasn't the killer.
That's fun.
Because the twin that was inside her head. And then when he broke out of the head and you just see this like face come out of the back of it, I was like, that's cool.
I mean, because I remember the beginning of that movie, I was like, I don't know, this is gonna be a good movie. Then we saw that part, I was like, okay, that was cool. That was good.
Cool.
That was worth it. Not gonna lie.
Reminds me of like High Tension. Did you guys ever see that one? That one also did a great 180 like spin at the very end. Where you're just like, oh shit. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, because honestly, that's a great.
I'm trying to remember which one that is. Hang on. I'm pulling it up. I want to see. Oh, it's a French
Why you do
one?
that?
I have not seen that.
I'm glad you guys kind of went
It's
on
a
this
great
tangent
movie.
so I can stay on track.
Yes,
You're welcome, Chris.
See,
We're doing this
I
just for
figured
you.
that you needed a little help, that you wanted to make sure that you could stay on track. So, you know, we're good there. Okay, so we're going into number 4. But I want to talk about something good, and you guys can all think of something else good to talk about for the year within it. But I want to talk about our extra life. So one of the main reasons why you have Bulldog on here is, one, he's an awesome person. He was with us on E3 for our E3 podcast as well, the E3 recap. Always does a great job. He's a great person, funny as fuck. But because he's also part of the I Beat It First Extra Life team, in which case we have 4 days left, everybody. Four solid days to hit our renewed goal of $4,000 for the team. But the I Beat It First team, man, you guys fucking knocked it out of the park. We're sitting at $3,659.49 as a total group for Extra Life, which is fucking amazing. It's the most that we've done any year, and we've had some really good years doing Extra Life, but adding so many extra people on, and meeting tons of people on Twitch over the last couple of years. Like, if one good thing has come out of the pandemic, it's meeting a lot of really great people on Twitch and making a lot of really good friends that then also were like, fuck yeah, I like to help kids out. Like, let's do it. So what did we do? So during our 24-hour stream, I had 3 Carolina Reaper gumballs and a handful of nerds. Chris had a Carolina Reaper gumball and a handful of nerds. Bulldog had 2 and a handful of nerds, or just 1?
I think it was 2. And a handful of nerds.
Didn't we all end up with 2? I think we all ended up with 2 gumballs, man. I think
we all had 1.
Everyone had 1.
Derek had 3.
Yeah, I had 2 back to back because someone paid to have me have one.
And then
I rolled
a
a nat 1, you rolled a nat 1, then you rolled a 6, and I'm like, well, there's no fucking way I can roll a nat 1 again. Fucking nat 1.
Nat
2
1.
critical failures
I was like,
in a row.
18. Cool, I'm out.
Yeah, it was done. But because of that, so much spice, so much fun. We've met a couple of people from Extra Life that have come into our streams from it that are really cool people. And they've been in multiple times on our streams, even on their personal accounts, which is awesome. But I want to thank everybody that donated, everybody on the Extra Life team that has helped us out, and make sure that you guys all know it'll be our 5th year. We're doing it again next year. So make sure that you keep it going. We'll probably end up doing more longer than normal streams for that.
Yep.
We're going to probably do more than just the single 24-hour stream. But we really want to make sure that we get as much bang for the buck out of it as possible and help as many kids as possible.
Yes, help the kids.
We've talked about it
I
before
love
on our
what we
streams.
did this year.
Yeah. And we've talked about it before on our streams, though, and I don't know if we've talked about it too much on our podcast, but we stream and we have subs and we have bits, but all the money that we do goes back into the stream for it. Like any money that comes in through Twitch just goes straight back into that. Like we don't pocket any of it or anything like that. We just use it for things that maybe we need, like a stream deck or, bullshit things that we need for it. Or giving away like t-shirts and stuff like that. A power supply for someone whose power supply was
the stream deck was a gift, Eric. Come on.
The stream deck was a gift.
But we do buy other stuff and merch and whatever. But yeah, your power supply, Chris, 1000%.
But our
we
main
need you playing some games and being consistent.
Our main thing
a lot since then.
Our main thing for you guys for donating, for like giving money to the stream, is primarily for Extra Life. So that's our main goal. Is we take what little we get through that, and we're very grateful for those things. We always put it straight back into it to give better quality content and everything. But beyond that, we want all of our money as much as possible to go to Extra Life and Phoenix Children's Hospital or whatever hospital it is that you sign up personally for. But we love everybody out there that has helped us make it to this point this year. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Someone has to think up something else now that's got to top that. You're not the top.
I like the idea. I like the idea of what you just said about the money that we do raise going to the children, but then the other parts that we make otherwise going to fund us and make sure that means that your donations have helped fund lonelyhouseplants.com and iSuckatGaming.com and what was some other ones that we've done?
There are some frivolous purchases. This is true. But at the same point, Jason buys them for dirt fucking cheap because we find like the weirdest fucking URLs to do for that. So, but we've given away shirts, we've given away mugs, we've done giveaways galore throughout all this process. So thank you, everybody.
Which we're planning on doing a lot more of that in this upcoming year.
Yep.
To help raise money for Extra Life again, because we'll be doing that again next year. Try to do that. So I don't know if probably Chris, if we've raised $1,000 in a month, we'll do like shirts, merch, something like that. Try to do some bigger giveaways every few months or something like that. And obviously Extra Life Day is going to be the main push again, and do some big stuff for that.
Yes, thankfully Chris has taken it upon himself to kind of alleviate some of the Extra Life stuff off of me now, because I've been primarily the one that's like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, here's the stream. Let's go through this. So thankfully Chris is picking up some of that now so that we can do more, because one person trying to do it and work and have a family and a marriage and whatnot, it's a little hard. So thankfully we've got a little bit more going from that.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
All right. Yep. Without further ado, we're going to move on to number 4. All right, Bulldog, your turn. Let's go.
So my number 4. I just want to preface this by saying this. Have you ever seen the movie How to Train a Dragon and been like, wow, how would it actually feel to fly a dragon, but also compete with other people flying dragons and throw fireballs at them?
This game is not your number 4.
This game is my number 4.
Oh, my God.
Century Ages of Ashes is my number 4 game, and here's why. That game is amazing. It sounds like a joke, but I enjoyed this game so much that I continued to play it today, is super fun. I love flying around, riding a dragon, shooting fire bolts at people. It's amazing. It doesn't get more difficult as you level up. Absolutely. There are people who've already put 100 hours in this game, and I get my ass kicked by them every single time I play against them. But I have so much fun playing this game.
So you're saying that it's got like the Rocket League level of like difference?
Yes. Yes. It has a rocket. Here's the thing. I thought this would be the game where I would go in because I got into like the early beta. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get into this game. I'm going to get good. I'm going to be one of those people who can flex on people like with my skill. It didn't happen because I missed like 2 days. I was already far behind.
You know what happened?
So
I bet that guy that was all fucking gung-ho about Crimson Skies jumped onto this game.
Probably.
The guy
he wet himself?
the guy that nutted all over himself at the Xbox presser next to us up in the balcony
This guy's dope. This game's fun. But yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. I'm not gonna lie.
This guy's backwards compatibility.
Also, there's
Seriously,
another
I've never
reason
heard
why I
anybody nut so much about a single game being available for backwards compatibility for a console.
Look. To be fair to this guy, they said backwards compatibility when that was like the big buzzword of that year.
Yeah.
And you had to get someone, and he just looked at everyone and goes like, "Is no one else gonna nut to this? All right, I'll do it."
He didn't wait. He did not wait.
He nutted to Crimson Sky being announced.
They didn't even show video of it. He just saw the box scroll on the screen, and he fucking came in his pants. I'm not joking.
No, they did talk about it. They're like, look, Crimson Sky, and they showed like 3 seconds of video, and that dude stood up and fainted at the same time, and his pants flew off. It was insane. But and again, I fucking loved that game too. So I was just kind of like, yeah, this is dope. But I was just like, oh, apparently I did not.
Yeah,
like that game.
apparently Jason did not love that game as much as he thought he did. Everybody.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But I mean, I guess I should have known that this was going to be on there because Bulldog did more than one stream of this game.
I did.
So
I did more than one stream, and I have played it off stream as well, and I'm still playing it.
Is that only because you didn't want to suck on stream? Let's be honest here.
Yeah, that was the reason first. Yes, that was the reason first. However, I got to catch my first dragon egg. I was like, okay, I know this is a loot crate still, like this is the equivalent of a loot crate, but I don't care. That's a cute ass dragon. I'm gonna play more of this.
If you would have told me. Go ahead, Bold. Sorry.
No, there's a reason why I play Genshin. It's because the cute waifus, right? There's a reason why I play this game. It's fun, and there's cute dragon babies. I have the best of both worlds.
But are they as cute as Tiamat?
I mean, nothing is as cute as Tiamat.
Oh my god. If you would have told me that one of the best dogfighting games to come out this year was going to be a dragon sim, I'd have been like, go fuck yourself. There's no chance. But, you know, this game, like honestly, because I mean, name another dogfighter like game that you can play. And it's just like
Ace Combat.
It's just like when's the last one that came out of
Ace Combat 5 came out last year.
They're up to 6. No, they're up to 6, aren't they?
6 came out.
Project Wingman, I think, came out this year, didn't it?
But it wasn't that good.
Project Wingman.
I didn't like it that much.
I don't know. I didn't try it, but game. I don't know.
My thing is like,
sure.
There's so much this game offers.
No, December 1st, 2020. So it technically would fall into this.
Yeah.
Okay.
This game is super good. I highly recommend playing this game if you like dragons. If you were upset at the end of Game of Thrones,
fuck doesn't like dragons?
There you go. You can play his game.
I don't want to know the people that don't like dragons. Let's be honest here. If you don't like dragons, you can just get the fuck out of this stream right now. I'm sorry. Dragons.
There you go.
This is the wrong place for you.
It's the wrong stream. This is the wrong podcast. You need to leave.
People don't like
There's
dragons.
bigger problems here. There's bigger problems here because I mean, like, if you're just like a fictional thing, and you're just like, fuck that thing. That's like akin to being like, I hate unicorns. Just like, how can you hate something that doesn't actually exist?
Thank you.
Just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is like just fine. Like, you deal with. I don't know. That blows my mind. So I'm just like, no, dragons are dumb. Just like, okay, you know what? I agree that you can get too extreme with dragons, just like some like prepubescent girls will be with horses. But if you were to be like, hey, dragons are cool, and someone would be like, fuck you and your dragons, I'd be like, dude, what is your problem?
Yeah, exactly.
Why you gotta hate on the dragons so much, dude? What
You
the
can
fuck?
have some dragon love.
I like how they moved this game's release date because they didn't want to interfere with the release date of Battlefield 2042. And I think it's safe to say that game's not on any of our lists.
Oh, number one, my friend. Number one. It just barely beat out Bug Snacks for me.
I mean, okay, I will say Battlefield is on a list I have, but that's the most disappointing games of 2021.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck that game. Fuck Battlefield. All right. Jason, number 4.
Number 4. Okay. Oh my god. Number 4. Let me look at my list because I don't remember. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, this is my December 2020 entry, and I also feel not nearly as bad because I didn't play this until 2021. I played it on the PS5, so I feel good about that. And that is actually Immortals: Phoenix Rising. It's one of the first Ubisoft games in a long fucking ass time that I really enjoyed. And I platinumed it. I did everything that you possibly could to that game. It is just perfect platform adventure style collective gameplay that you want to do. Doesn't hurt that I really like Greek mythology, and that game is just rife with it. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, just like Hades right before it, because I loved the shit out of Hades last year. And this one just kind of continued to scratch that itch. And just fun, pretty game, quick to play, quick to load, quick to easy to play, difficult to master. And the puzzles that they throw at you all over the place are ingenious and they're fun. And it's just, there's so much that you can possibly do. And I never felt like it was a chore. And that for me, for an Ubisoft game, is really impressive because Ubisoft seems to really tout that line. Yeah. Where it's just like, hey, we're going to give you so much shit that you're just like, fuck this game. It's a chore than anything else. And this game was just, they hit it just nice. Whereas like the story was fun. The content was there. The repeat like puzzles were just different enough. I was just like, yeah, it's worth it for me to hang out and keep doing. And I fucking enjoyed it. It's almost a year now since I played it because I beat the shit out of it. And I was like, I need to play that again. But at the same time, has to be mentioned. And number 4 is where
and that's one of those ones is like we had to go back through and be like, what did I play?
What the fuck did I play?
My list of way more games that I played than I thought that I played going into this year or going into this podcast. Like I was like, man, I played too many games that have been out for too long, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't. My list is at like 20. We were talking about it. It's like it was at 16 earlier, and it's at 20 now of new games that I played. And I'm like, oh shit. That's a lot of new games. We
played actually a lot of games. Yeah. If you really like go back to it. I mean, you think back to our actual podcast, we talk about like at least 3 to 5 new games every single week. Like we all have jobs. When the fuck are we doing this?
I have a family.
Well, and you guys like give me shit for like not playing games, which I mean, fair. But like, so like I have at least 19 new games I played this year.
Also, to be fair, that's a very backloaded list of games there, Bucko. There was a very long time where you weren't playing shit. I mean, if you're going to call us out on that, I'm saying if you're going to call us out on that, there was a very long time where you didn't play anything. And once we finally bought you a power supply, you're like, games.
I think I have 19 games I played on the PlayStation alone, Chris. Like, there's also then.
Well, no, these are like new games that came out this year.
Yeah.
Versus like that's like 20. So like, yeah.
I'm with you.
I played more games than that total.
But still, yeah, you had a long lull there where you didn't play any because your computer wouldn't do anything. You did have a very good swath of games that you played that you were like, I played it for like 3 hours and then my computer died on me because my video card and my power supply do not want to work together.
A lot
so
of
you,
like,
you gave it the old college try.
It took me like 5 tries of like just trying to do different size modified shit just to get it stable enough.
Yep.
I'm just like, I don't even want to try. It's a pain in the ass.
But hey, it's fine. That's what we're here for, is to give each other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that...
Say you guys gave me shit, and I said fair.
Yes. I might get shit for my number 4.
I can't wait.
My number 4 is The longest fucking game title of any of the games that we have on our list, I'm pretty certain that I can guarantee it, and that is Record of Lodoss War, Daedalus in Wonder Labyrinth. And you know what?
Did you beat it? How far did you get? Come on.
I got about
Gun to your
70%.
head.
I got 70% through. I looked up. I looked up how far it was. Great fucking game. I played it off stream as well because it was just I didn't have time to stream that as well as other stuff, but it's a really fucking solid Metroidvania game. And we talked about it earlier on the podcast, and I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, like if I give it a 9.5 out of 10, I can't not put it on this. It's a really fucking great Metroidvania game. Story fits in really well. I mean, the story, you grade it on a curve considering it's a fucking 80s manga and anime that there's like expounding upon for it. But mechanics are all there. It's solid. It's smooth. It doesn't have any issues whatsoever as far as quality issues go. If you die, you blame it on yourself 100% because it's not the game's fault. Every issue that you had with it is all your own fucking fault. And if you don't learn from it and then kill everything in your path then after that, that's your own fucking fault. The game itself is fucking great. It's like a $15, $20 game too. If you like Metroidvania games, get it. It's available on Steam, it's available on PlayStation, it's available on Xbox, and I think it's available on Switch now, or it comes out on Switch in like January. But it is a solid fucking game. It is really, really good. And I mean, like, I've played a bunch of Metroidvania games over the last few years trying to capture that like essence that we had for it, and nothing's really like hooked me the way that like Salt and Sanctuary did, where it's a Souls-like game mixed with Metroidvania. And this game is a really fucking solid game.
The magic and damage to magic like system that they have is really good. And I think that if they would like the thing that really held me back was that I was surprised that they really wanted to keep this with Lodoss War. Like if they would have released this as something else, even independent, I almost kind of feel like they would have been more successful with it.
Maybe. Yeah. The other thing is, though, is that Lodoss War is so old that I had to explain to people what this
is. It pretty
was.
Much, yeah.
So nobody really fucking knew.
Yeah.
There was only a couple of people that were hopping into streams that knew what the fuck I was playing. And like they pop in like, what is this? I'm like, dude, this anime is from the fucking 80s.
You might have it there. You might actually have it there. I bet you like the publishers are just like, fuck, we got to have like a story to this. We don't know what we're doing. We have a kick-ass system. It's just like, well, we could write one, but that's going to cost us like thousands of dollars.
We need to get a writer.
What are some IPs we could just buy into the lore on? Record of Lodoss War? I don't know what that is, but they're selling it for like $5. Great. Let's just buy the rights to that game or that title and let's make a game around it.
Well, that was like, so like I've been watching like video game documentaries and stuff like that a lot lately too. And it's like when it was on The Witcher, and so they bought that rights for like $9,000 or something. Like,
yeah,
just over $9,000. Like, not a lot of money, but at the time, CD Projekt Red was a small studio when the first game came out.
Yeah,
I was like, they're
and the author's
big
pissed
first
too.
like
He's
game they
not
tried
pissed,
to.
but he's bummed.
He was
now
pissed.
He is because
he's not pissed anymore.
Pissed in the way of just like
he was pissed for
pissed
years.
in the way of like woe is me. Pissed in the way of woe is me. Like pissed is like I was taken advantage of. That's
and
what
he was
say,
pissed for years to where like this WitcherCon this year was the first one where he actually went on video and showed up for it, was excited, probably because they gave him a bunch of residual pay after that. They were like, you know what?
Yes.
Well, because they had re-signed for the show too.
Yeah, and Netflix, and like he got all the Netflix money and everything like that. So he's much happier now. But yeah, man, like that's one of those things that you're like, you buy it cheap and then it makes it really well. And I love like small ass indie games. Like I don't sit there and be like, it's an indie game, so it's got to be great. Like fuck that. No, indie game, just because it's an indie game doesn't make it great. It's got to be a good game in order for me to do it. And yes, there is a curve of dollars to how great a game is. But in this case, this game could have been released as a $40-$50 game, and it still would have been worth it in my opinion. A $60 game, no, but that's only because normally you only get $60 plus for like high graphic intensive games. They do a good job of releasing on consoles and everything like a $40 game in this quality spectrum for it. And this game is fucking awesome. And I love the magic system. the way that you can just switch back and forth between two magics, but then also like if you're in one, it will heal the other one as you're going through. Like, it's fucking great. They did an amazing job with that. All right, Chris, number 4.
So number 4, I got this as a review copy. Been waiting for this game for a while. And it's one we're like, why is this game not out yet? And we're like, oh yeah, it's like 20 something people working on it, and we all think it's this major AAA title, and that's Biomutant.
Yes.
Yeah.
This game better have been on it for how fucking long you were just going gaga over this game.
Yeah. So, we originally finally got hands on at E3 for like a little bit while we were waiting for other games, and we're all kind of like, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll go back and try it when we got our like little skip the line passes. Went back and played the full demo. Like, okay, this is actually a little better now. The full experience. Finally got a review copy from Krista Duvall PR. Thank you very much for that. I love the shit out of it. Streamed it. Great game. I love
the audio.
kind of the action. Yeah, the audio.
The voice
on it
acting
is
was actually really good on
voice
that
acting
game.
is solid. It's got some good comedy, some different kind of action, stuff like that. Great art.
Speaking of Biomutants.
Great review.
So that's something that happens in the game, you know. Mutated world.
This game though fell off the radar fast. Like I don't like it just like came in, was just like, oh yeah, Biomutant finally released, hooray! No one cares. And you know, I think it kind of suffered the same fate as I had the game in my mind. Jack Black made a game a few years ago, a long time ago.
Oh no, a long time ago.
It was on
Brutal
PS2
Legend.
Brutal Legend. Brutal Legend. Thank you very much. Yeah. And I think it kind of went the same way with Brutal Legend, where it was a great game if you played it, but the playthrough was very weird because it was part action adventure, part tower defense. It was just like, where the fuck did this come from? And people that played through it all the way were just like, this is a fun ass game. And the people that were like looking for either thing were obviously pissed off. And I feel Biomutant fell into a lot of that, where it's just like, hey, you have this action adventure game, but then also you have base building and it's like community like extremes. And I think that they missed the mark with that. What are your thoughts with that, Chris?
I'm sorry, I was trying to keep with chat. So they did kind of.
You didn't type shit in chat. What are you talking about? Trying to keep up with chat?
I was trying to read it.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to read it. It caught up. You guys talking about some cool ass dice I want. Witcher dice. But yeah, I think kind of the marketing kind of thing, and so it didn't go quite as good. I think part of the longevity of the release was they announced a collector's edition that you could pre-order. And then the game didn't come out for like a year and a half, 2 years after that.
Yeah. It was a long time.
Yeah.
That's a very, very long time. And so you're kind of losing a lot of that momentum and being on the public very long, which in their defense, you know, it's a small team, avoiding crunch, and you kind of realize that, but public perception is this is a AAA title, this is a big game.
Because it was being
reality,
backed
it's not.
by a big studio or a big publisher, which kind of sucked. And I really wish, like, they should have touted that a long time ago. That like, this game is being made by 20 people. It's a very small, like, they never once said that until it started getting towards like the fact of like, where the fuck is this game? Like, that's a major marketing misstep in my opinion.
Yeah. I think marketing probably hurt them a lot too, but when it came out, it was good. It ran fun. Like, of games, these big time games come out right now that suck when they come out. A bunch of issues that we talked about.
Yep.
Cyberpunk is a big one. Come out from CD Projekt Red, which were like could do no wrong, and then they did.
Oof. They did wrong.
EA's who can do a lot of
wrong.
They
doing a lot of wrong. They did all of the wrongs.
Yes.
So, But
I mean,
really
from
enjoyed
everything that I saw and everybody else that I've heard play that game said that it was fucking fun. So like I agree
Yeah,
with
it's a
putting
lot of
that on
fun.
this list. Like as much crap as we're talking, like I 100% agree on this. Like everything falls into bad marketing and just how long it took for that game to come out, and COVID like making a huge impact into that, and even that like that's still being felt now. Like we just got notification today that Final Fantasy 16's pushed back at least 6 months because of COVID. That they had too many issues with file sharing between third-party people that they had outsourcing and trying to figure out that stuff so that they could easily get information back and forth. So I totally see it. Like it that is a thing, and I don't fault anybody for, like you said, delaying a game for crunch and delaying a game because of COVID. Like it just happens. Like shit happens. Deal with it, people. Like I will 100% just be like, nope, I'm cool with that. But, you know, and the game looks good. It wasn't as beautiful as like a PS5, like brand new game that you can get for some of them, but it was still a very good looking game.
Yeah, it's a pretty game.
All right. So someone hopefully has thought up something that they want to talk about that they're grateful about. But in the meantime, while we wait for that, Bulldog, A or B?
Oh, it's that time, is it?
It's that time. I am
whiskey interruption.
It's
Whiskey
a
interruption.
Scotch interruption, everybody. A Scotch interruption.
Oh,
Scotch,
man.
whatever.
I don't get to know what A or B is, right?
No.
We don't even know.
Yeah, they don't know. I'm the only one who knows.
Oh,
He knows
shit.
now.
Okay. You know what? I gotta go B.
B. Okay.
Let's go B.
B. Sample B is the Compass Box, the Peat Monster. All right. So the Peat Monster is very high and smoky. The next highest up there is peaty. Hay, oily, phenols, banana, sweet, vegetable, and toasted. For those of you that don't know, vegetal. That it says vegetal. It says vegetal. That is what it says on this. We're doing we are doing a flavor, which we've done flavors before in the past. Anybody that doesn't know what they are, basically they sell samplers of really high end alcohol in a lot of cases. Like I've gotten a vial of $150 bottle of rum, which is like the only rum that I will ever fucking drink in my life now because it was so fucking delicious. But so this one is the Peat Monster. So I'm gonna open this up. Ooh, that's campfire in a glass right there, everybody. So let's see how this one is. I'm gonna close the vial, close the thing up. The nice thing is they all come with this like really nice like soapstone coaster too.
Ooh,
they're very nice. I think Jason still has one on his desk. Yeah. So they come with like
them.
I've got a bunch of them, and I've given away a bunch of them too because I had so many flavor boxes over the years. We stopped doing them primarily because my membership ran out, and then our free membership from them sponsoring the podcast ran out. But
hey, stop wanting to pay our podcast because we're just like, yeah, this isn't worth it.
Hey,
it's fun though. And it's pricey. It's pricey, but
it is
fun.
pricey. But they do it now. Like when you get it, it's like they do them monthly, I think, and you get like full bottles of alcohol when you sign up. Like you get a full bottle of alcohol, good stuff. Too.
Nice.
All right. It smells way more peaty than it is.
It's got a better smell than taste, right?
No, actually. No, because peaty's like campfirey. So it smells campfirey. That's actually really smooth Scotch. That's really fucking good. I like that because, and I mean, like, I love a super peaty fucking thing. Like, we talked about it. Like, I will drink Lefroy. I will have a Lagavulin, which Lefroy is way peatier. I had a bottle called
the Lagavulin? No, Lagavulin.
Lefroy is way peatier than Lagavulin.
No, yes. Lagavulin is, no, I disagree. Lagavulin, a good one, is just like, well, okay, let me put it this way. Good tasting peaty. Where Lefroy is just like, yeah, it's
Lefroy's
peaty,
a campfire.
but it's nowhere near as good.
But
Okay.
I still like the campfire in a glass there. That smells like it, but it does not taste like it, and that's not a bad thing. That's really fucking good. That is smooth.
Okay.
So, all right. So there you go, guys. The Peat Monster. Okay, who's got something nice to say about 2021?
I can go.
All right, Bulldog's got something nice to say.
And one of the nice things I want to say is just like I want to shout out to all my mods on my channel for helping me get through this fucking year.
Two of them are on this podcast.
Two of them are on this podcast. Pat and Chris.
Some of them have been tough lately.
Yeah. We've had some tough streams. I've had some like tough times this year, but thanks to my mods, Foxy Panda, Dan, Chris, Eric, all y'all.
Dan, who I just ended up destroying in fantasy football this week.
I saw that. I saw that. God, I have so many mods, but thank you so much to all my newest mod, Nevi of the Flame. Yeah, because of them, haven't gone completely insane this year. And yeah, shout outs to you guys for making me get through this year.
It has been a trying year for streaming, especially the latter half of this year. There's been a lot of shit. Like, we had shit.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of shit this last
been a
half
lot of
of
shit,
the year.
yeah.
So it's been tough for mods, to say the least.
It really has.
Yeah.
Shout out to like a few people like Omni Griffin, who I do D&D with, for helping set up some auto scripts that we can run through channels.
Yep.
That like worked really well during the really hectic times for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So good job. Thank you, everybody, especially all our mods. Although for the most part, like, it was like me or Panda or Pula would automatically pop in, or Bulldog.
Oh, Pula,
pop
yeah.
in.
God,
Like, we're in the middle of doing everybody else, like, automatically like drop him in. You forgot about Pula because she was MIA for like 6 months. That's fine.
That's true. But Pula has when Pula was there. Pula is one of my best mods. So
Yes.
we have to give
mod
a
Pula.
shout out to Pula. Let's
No
go
longer
Pula.
best mod Pula. We've
will
already
be-
established this.
That's true. The crowd.
Bulldog has even said it on stream to him, like, "No, yeah, you're best mod."
Pool will be not far from us pretty soon.
Yeah, Pula
That's true.
will be in Arizona soon. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to see her though. She's kind of like swapped up with family time, but that's fine.
Yeah.
At least she gets to be here during the only fucking rain that we get in the year. Literally, she flies in and she gets greeted with like 2 to 3 days of rain. But she is gonna get
It's been
snow because she's gonna be heading up north for a couple of days, and she's gonna
Sedona.
get snow up there. So that'll be good. All right.
And
Number
yes, I'm on track.
All right.
Good.
Number
Good, good, good.
3.
Number
That's
3.
good. That's good.
That's good.
Going to Bulldog
so
for
yeah.
number 3.
Yeah. So my number 3, which I think might surprise some people, Forza Horizon 5 is actually my number 3, and honestly, it's up there because it's been one of those games where I can just play and relax. I don't have to play with people to like just enjoy that game. There are times where I'll just start it up and I'll just drive around the entire map, and that's just relaxing for me. And I feel like
I agree with that.
there's not a lot of games that you can do that. Like, I can do Minecraft, but depending on what type of Minecraft I'm playing, I mean,
Oh, I've
you're
seen
not
you
gonna
rage
always-
on Minecraft before.
I have raged at Minecraft. I haven't raged at Forza before. There have been moments where Forza, I would just like be sitting back in my chair and have the controller in my hand, just driving down the highway. You know, I got music playing in the background, and I'm just relaxed. Like, I don't have to do a race. I can just drive around and just like look at the scenery. So
It's pretty good.
That's one other
It's pretty good.
notch that I have against Forza, is that the streaming capable music is very small. You
Yeah,
throw it
it's
on
very
streamer
small.
mode,
It's like 4 songs.
yeah, you're gonna hear the same shit over and over.
Yes.
To
To be
where
fair, though,
I
to be
turned it all
fair-
off and I ran Monster Cat
Yeah.
instead.
To be fair,
Yeah,
though,
same.
I like the streaming only music way better than the shit they have on there anyway. It's just
Okay,
because they bring up like that driving one. I'm just like, get the
Well,
fuck
yeah, but you
out.
get
I
Foo
don't-
Fighters on that too, and I remember playing. I remember the first
One
time I
song
played
of
it,
Foo
I'm like,
Fighters.
"Fuck yeah, Foo
Cool.
Fighters! How did they get this?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh wait, they didn't get Foo Fighters for
So
streaming."
they did get
Which is my mistake of when I first started streaming, when it first came out. Like, I just went for it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I
Lots of people
started
did.
up,
You're
started
not the only
streaming,
one.
Same.
and okay,
We got muted.
No audio.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Cool,
I mean
whatever.
that's the reason I haven't streamed Forza, and I know people were like, "When are you gonna stream Forza?" It's like the reason I don't stream Forza because it's really my relaxing game. Like after a long week or a
Not
long
gonna fault
day
you for it.
of school, I just want to relax. And I mean, sometimes I'll be like, someone hit me up and say, "Hey, you want to play this game?" I'm like, "Sure." Or I'm just gonna play Forza for like 3 hours, just relax, listen to music. I'll have a podcast in the background. I'm just driving.
Obviously,
be
I'd
fair-
the first podcast playing, right?
There you go.
Bulldog-
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly.
He may not be streaming it himself, but he's technically streaming it most of the time that he's playing Forza because it's usually with somebody that is streaming.
Yes, that is true.
There were many times where like, Bulldog, you should be asleep right now. I know, but I'm playing Forza. I mean,
there's our times. Yeah.
again, it didn't make it onto my top 5, but that's because it was 6. Like, it's a good game. It's not that I want to fault it. Like, I just had issues with it that kept it from getting up into the top 5.
Yeah. Is it the best driving game I played? No. I have played other driving games that have been a lot better. I'm more of a sim driving game. I like the more realistic driving games, but this is a game that is very relaxing if you just play it like that.
And the
You
driving
can-
mechanics are are good. Like I'm a sim
Yes,
driver
and
too.
they're good.
And I like that, and they're good, and you can have fun with it.
Yeah.
Whereas
They're the
like
perfect-
a Need for Speed, fucking horrible. I fucking hate
Yes.
that game.
Yeah,
I
the
cannot
mechanics in this
handle
game
the driving
are-
mechanics in Need for Speed.
Yeah, they're very much a good hybrid of an arcade and a sim.
Yes.
Like they're just
Yes.
sim enough to get the sim people, and they're just arcade enough to get the arcade people, and it's great. That's the one thing that I've said. Like I'm a huge Gran Turismo fan. I still think
Yes.
Gran Turismo is better than Forza Motorsport in every sense of the game. But the one thing that they are missing is this game. They need just a standard fun racing game on the PlayStation, which I think they're missing the boat on it because Horizon has been like some of the most fun driving that I've had. And I mean, I really love a good solid sim. And that's like what my normal driving is sims. But this game is fun.
It's fun. And I think if I just want to have fun in a driving game, I'm going to play Horizon. And there's no problem with that. I like some people, like you said, they're going to like the sim more than the arcade style of Horizon. That's fine. But I feel like you have to base your favorite games of a year on how much you enjoyed it. And I definitely enjoyed my time on Forza.
And that is why our lists are always vastly different because what we enjoy are very different between all of us. Like Jason and I, sometimes we'll be in sync on a lot of games, but we'll usually get to like our top 5s and we might have one that's the same. I don't think this year we have any that are the same though. But
No,
we played
well, I mean, we've
different
played a
games.
whole bunch of different games. Yeah, this year we've definitely played different
And
stuff.
we got so many review copies and whatnot that we were like, one person plays this game and that's it. And part of the reason why I didn't pick up Scarlet Nexus is I'm like, Jason's already reviewed it. And we've done this before. It's like, Jason's already reviewed it. I know that this game's going to be great.
Yeah.
But there's no point in me talking about how great this game is because Jason just fucking loved it.
I would say
and you
like
need-
this.
We need
go ahead.
double content too, like stream whatever,
Or
got
podcast
stuff,
content.
podcast review,
yeah.
podcast content review, other kind of stuff. So it's like, well, you already beat that, so cool. I got this. I can play this whenever. I'm also going to play this other game that's also my backlog that he hasn't played.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or a game
Yeah,
that
I
I
would say,
own that he hasn't bought and he's not going to buy.
Yeah.
Because he's waiting for me to beat it so that he can borrow it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you better have bought physical for some of your games here, Eric, because
That's-
you need to like.
Well, they're
Come back
physical
with the
or
trading.
they are Steam shareable because we have all of our families set up.
There
We're
you
a
go,
family,
there you go.
right? I've
They're
known
family.
Jason. I've known Jason for 20 years, so he's technically
You're
That's
definitely-
family.
I
That's
like
family right
you
there.
way more than any of my brothers, Eric.
Oh wow, that's saying something.
No, he has no brothers. Jason
There
was
you
an
go.
only child.
I like
Wow.
the fact that me and Eric weren't friends on Steam until I did my one shot with Spooky.
And we realized we're like,
So I'd
oh
be
yeah, we're not friends
invited
on Steam
so we can
yet.
friends. We share our libraries.
Yeah, the library's been shared for years.
We're not friends.
Just because we share the libraries doesn't mean we're friends. Yep.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we're friends on other things, but yeah, it was like seeing we're like, oh yeah, we just never friended up on that.
Nope.
But like, we'll play a game like
share libraries,
Phasmo or
but
something
no
like that,
friends.
where you just share a code. You don't have to actually be friends with anybody
Yeah.
in order to play it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Forza again. No one's gonna argue about it actually being on the list. I'll say that. Like it's a solid game. It's well worth it.
It's a top 5 game this year. Is it gonna be like everyone's? Is it gonna be everyone's number 1 game? Absolutely not. No,
Not at all.
We're not shunning it. Like
we're not shunning
it.
it.
No, yeah, and
No.
I play predominantly PlayStation for like my games because that's PlayStation puts out the games that I like. But there are certain Microsoft games that I'm like, I like that game. Is it worth me buying an Xbox console? No. However, I have Game Pass on my PC,
Game Pass.
so I get to play it. So
Yep.
I'm not buying an Xbox console.
Yep.
Shout outs to Game Pass this year.
Shout outs to Game Pass every year. The best value.
There we go. God, I feel such like a sellout saying that every year.
Yeah, but it is. It's the best value in
It
games.
sucks,
It's the best though. Like,
And it's great. Nobody can accuse us of being PlayStation fanboys or PC Master
No.
Racers like this guy right here, because we're like, yeah, no, Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass now, as it's called, best value in games.
Oh yeah, PC Game
But
Pass.
I mean, if you own an Xbox, you should have Xbox Game Pass. Like,
Yes.
oh look, and she's wearing an I Beat It First sweatshirt too.
Hey,
You did all right.
All right, Jason, number 3.
All right, number 3 for me. Oh, hey, it's San Diego beer. All right.
Yay!
Oh,
She cooled it off for you, didn't she?
she did. She.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I put them in the fridge when I got home. Anyway.
Well, you should have done the paper towel thing. You get a wet paper towel, wrap it
Dude,
around it.
I wasn't gonna put
it
anything in the freezer, then go on this podcast, and then be like, "We talked
You
for
know
500
Sarah's
hours
got
about
your
our
back.
fucking 5 games."
Come on, you know
and
Sarah's got
then
your
have
back.
an explosion of beer. No. I
Just
wasn't
need
about to do
one.
that.
That's it. Just one.
I need 5. I need Chris has got my game down. I'm like really jealous of what he's doing right now. Anyway, number
gonna need to
3
go get
for
more
Jason. I know, right? Number 3 is the Ascent. One of Chris's honorable mentions, and that is because I think that for me, having the benefit of going through it,
And you
like,
did beat it
first.
You did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you did
beat-
solo
Yeah,
before I
I
even
did
played.
everything.
Yeah.
I possibly could. It was 2 factor for me. It was getting into a game that I just didn't realize I needed to play. How gorgeous it was. It was like one of the ones that really finally pushed my 3060 to like the limits, because you can turn that thing up to max, and it's
Oh yeah.
fucking gorgeous. But coming off the bad taste of Cyberpunk and coming into this game was what I was looking for. Like, the storyline, is it like 1000% like on the level of Cyberpunk? No, but it's there and it's fun, and you get to the end level stuff. And for me, it's just like, did I replay it again, or did I go back into it, or do anything else, or was I intrigued enough to go back into the game?
Did you
after
like it
beating
enough to then play multiplayer with Chris?
So much so that I reinstalled the game. Like, it wasn't just even a matter of just like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, I still have it. It was
It's
just
fun,
like,
like-
yeah, I'll reinstall the game because fuck yeah, I'll do that. Because some of
If
the
a new
power ups and
person
stuff like
started
that,
playing, I would reinstall it.
it's
sure.
so much fun with
It's
people.
fun.
It's so much fun. And at the beginning, when I was playing by myself, the multiplayer was fucked. Like, my review of this game was not the highest of anything.
Yeah, it was
I
not
enjoyed
good.
it a whole lot.
Yeah.
But it was like they did a lot of stuff that was bad. Over the year, they even released enough enhancements to make it a playable game for multiplayers and stuff like that. But before that, I enjoyed it as a single player game. I enjoyed the world. I enjoyed the lore. I enjoyed the graphic viewability of it. And if photo mode was dope enough, I would have all 3 of my screens right now with background images of that game, because it's just so pretty to me. But
Like, I
unfortunately,
really
their photo
wanted,
mode was
like
shit.
a solid photo mode. Just go in there, especially now I'm doing like stuff in Lightroom after I take photos in photo mode, just to make it even better. Like,
Yeah.
it further, like more.
It would have been so great. But they did a horrible job. And again, to speak to the faults, like the game wasn't overly hard. I played it on the max settings you possibly could.
Yeah.
And as long as you get like 3 guns in the game that are just like OP, like the rocket launcher that homes in and stuff, the assault rifle that homes in and stuff, and the grenade that all it does is spawn a mech suit that you then get in and kill everything. There's not much to challenge to this game.
That just sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's so exactly. You just nailed it right there.
And
just like
when he was playing with me,
like, guess what?
He could drop the mech suit. I could get in it as a fucking noob.
Get in it. I have no idea. I was power leveling him. I was just like, "Can you get in this?" Toss him a grenade of a mech suit that's like level 99, 199.
Well, because I found this dungeon that you didn't know about, and it's like everyone's like level 14 in this. I'm like level like 3.
Yeah. We're just like, "Oh, clear out this place real quick."
Okay. Die, bitches.
But that's one of the things that I like about those games.
It was so much fun.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with like roguelites where there's like these weird combinations of things that you can, if you get it, you're gonna fucking decimate things. Like when I played Neon Abyss, and it's like, okay, you shoot random rockets out of your gun. All right, well, you're gonna get fucked, and then all of a sudden you get like impervious to explosions. You're like, yes, I'm done. I'm gonna murder everybody now. Like once you get that little sweet spot, you're like, yes.
The thing I did kind of like about this is like, even though you were kind of power leveling anything and running through stuff, it wasn't like other games where you do that, where it's for the person being power leveling, it was boring. Yeah. In this game, it was actually fun. I was having enjoyment out of it, rather than, okay, I'm just trying to keep up with you as you're just murdering everybody and just running around collecting loot.
Similar to like Borderlands. Power leveling someone in Borderlands is still fun because the game is tough at the level that you're playing it at. And you're just like, you just kind of like sit back there and just kind of like follow me. Get a couple of shots off, but don't aggro them too much.
Yeah, you can still feel helpful. Anyway, I enjoyed the shit of it. The storyline was fun.
You feel helpful and you're having fun.
Yeah, you're having fun. The entire game was fun. Like I said, for me, these
Diablo kind of sucks power leveling because you're just running through.
Yeah.
Warframe, I like Warframe. I hate playing with random people or stuff like that because they just want to rush through everything. Yeah. Like I want to play through this and enjoy it and like kill enemies as I go, not just rush through this level as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not grinding. You're not grinding yet.
Like,
I mean, that was the problem I had with like the first Destiny.
That's the same problem I have now with Destiny 2, because everybody.
That's the problem with Destiny.
Through.
Let's just call it out.
It's
just like if you're still, that's why they moved to free to play, because just like no one wants to pay for this shit, and it's just like you get into it. It's just like end game's all that there is. Like that's all that matters. Get your light level up, and who gives a shit. And once you break it down to that basis, then yes, Destiny can be fun. But it's just like you have to have that mentality, and that's why it's just like if you're coming into this game brand new today, Destiny. You would just be annoyed with playing online with people because it's not what they're there for anymore. They're there just to raise their light or do.
Yeah, you're not going to get you're not going to get to see the story. Like they're gonna skip through the story. Stupid. Like you'll be in the middle of watching a cutscene or listening to everything, and they're just murdering everything, and you're like, well, shit, I gotta get in and murder so that I can get my points up and get my season rank up and everything like that.
Yeah,
which it's still fun. It's a solid mechanic, and I mean, even at low light level, I'll still have like most kills in a session in a lot of cases, which is good. But still, it's like it loses its fun of going through the story of what everybody did. Which I actually spent, like, while I was wrapping presents and working one day, watching 4 hours of Destiny lore, just to finally.
Oh, it exists now.
All the information that I could get up to Beyond Light. So like it was still missing Beyond Light for it. But yes, like I watched 4 hours of Destiny lore specifically because as I'm playing through the game, I don't get any of it. Like I kind of picked up little bits in here. I'm like, oh, I remember this one. I remember this little bit right here, only because it forced us to go through the cutscene. But beyond that, like you don't get that when you're playing with people that have been playing for years. And that's what kind of sucks about some of those games. But there's still like it's not a knock on the game. It's just that that's a problem with a game that's been out for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right.
Now, I like to say one thing too, because we've said this game's name like a couple of times, Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk did come out last year in December. I have beaten Cyberpunk. I enjoyed my time with Cyberpunk. The only reason it's not on my list or my honorable mentions is I had so many bugs with that game.
Right, of course.
I had one bug where I was on the final boss of the game. My game kept crashing, and I had to uninstall and reinstall just to finish it. So
was it
on
my list last year?
That's all it was. I think it was. I think you maybe mentioned it on a mention because
because there's
Bulldog, you hit the nail on the head.
I didn't have a whole lot of issues. I had some issues, but there were minor like graphical issues.
It played well
close
on
the menu
your,
up there.
Yeah, it played well on your graphics card.
It ran fine on my graphics card. I was able to run through it all.
PC
my only
didn't
issues
have as
was
many issues.
Slight issues.
No, PC did not have any issues. It was the consoles, and I had I had like several like other than like the big crashes were at the final boss. I had like several minor crashes where I was like, okay, this is starting to take away from my enjoyment. So that's why it wasn't like on my honorable mention or like even my top 5 because of that.
If a game crashes,
it was a great storyline and great soundtrack, but it was the graphical and compliance issues that the game had. It was just like, when you had graphics freeze on frame and then you can't move away from it, it makes the game unplayable. And it's just like I have trees across the entire screen. There's nothing I can do with this, even after I've closed, reload, and all that stuff like that. And it's just like, you know what? I don't care how fun the game is or how great the story is. It's just I don't care to do it.
I've had many games get hampered where it's like I really enjoyed it, and then it just continually crashed at the same place. To where I'm like, nope, it's done. And then I've given it a bad review because I'm like, you know what? It was really good up until this point, and then I could not get past it without having to restart the entire game. And then I went, is it worth restarting? And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, what was the Castlevania reboot?
Oh, what was that?
You know what I'm talking
Bloodstained?
about.
Yeah.
No. It was actually a Castlevania game.
It was Castlevania.
Yeah, it was an actual Castlevania game that I was playing through, and then I got to a point where I had to reinstall it, and I'm like, is it worth playing through that 3 hours, 4 hours?
No.
Like, no, it wasn't. And I was like, nope, I'm not. And it's like I just stopped.
Well, and that's like that indie game or whatever that I think we both played.
Yeah.
And I got stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't reload or whatever, get past it, like it just got stuck there. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then the devs fixed it.
Whatever. And then like you eventually got stuck on your second playthrough, like, yeah, this is an issue. I'm like, yeah. So
well, like, no, you sent it over to the devs, and they fixed it for you. And they're like, oh yeah, like thank you for sending that over, and then they fixed it in it, and then you were able to continue playing the game. So you actually played the game and finished it.
No, that's a different game.
Oh, a different game.
Both me and you played.
Oh shit!
It's a game me and you played through. That you got through the first time, and then you got stuck second time.
Oh god!
Where you had to like push the thing, whatever, and then you had usually piano keys or something.
Stuff. Fuck! I forget what game it was.
The side-scrolling game.
Yeah, it was another game that was like that we had issues with. Or like I
if
had
the devs fix it or respond to me quickly. Cool, I'll give you that.
Yeah, no. It was the I know what it was. It was my second playthrough that I broke the game completely. Yeah, and you broke it.
I broke the game on my first playthrough. I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like I got through. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we can't do anything because its progression is like hindered on this guy that is not responding anymore.
Yeah,
I really can't progress.
But that was the game that was like a remake of the game that he made in like 2006, where it was just graphically enhanced.
Okay.
And I mean, it was a solid game, and I was able to play through it. But doing a second playthrough
it wasn't a bad game, but it was just like I can't.
And it wasn't something that like nobody would fucking do. Like the issues that you had with it was like if you fucked up, if you fucked up on it, you were done, and you had to restart the entire game. Which, I mean, you could look at it and be like, well, that's like real life. You fuck up on it, there's no redo, blah, blah, blah. Like, nah.
This is a game. It's supposed to be fun.
If only I played games to simulate real life.
Yes.
That's not to escape it.
That's like that full dive anime. The the next big
yes.
VR game is just as shitty as real life, and it's like, fuck
Oh my God.
me. It's a good anime, but man, that game is
I watched the
shit.
first couple episodes. I
It
I
gets
don't know if
better
I'd go
now.
good anime, Eric.
Well, good
it's
anime.
watchable
It,
anime.
no,
bad,
it gets better, but it takes a lot getting into because of how bad that game
That was-
is.
That was first
I
when it came out too.
watched
So
the
like,
whole thing.
there's only the first couple episodes were out. So
Yeah, it is worth watching
Yeah.
again because it does get better.
Worth watching.
But it is definitely bad. All right. Okay, moving on to my number 3, which is another indie game, and it is a game that is on Game Pass. But you know what? I had so much fucking fun with this game, and I really enjoyed my time doing it, and I actually really enjoyed making up a story. Like, I know that there is a story to this that you could go through, but there's no actual dialogue that goes into it. But making up a story for it and then actually getting emotionally invested in that story was really fun, and that is Unpacking.
Really?
This was a fucking great game. Multiple playthroughs for it. It was really fun. It's a very solid, like, subtle story, and it's right up there. Like, when I put Just Shapes and Beats up as like my top, I'm like, you get emotionally invested into a story with zero dialogue and no written like stuff on it whatsoever, anything at all. Like, you feel it from there, and you can feel the emotion from the actual level progression as you go from level to level of what is happening for it. And that's a very subtle art. And that is something that I do not want to overlook on this, because they did a very good job of getting that set throughout the entire game. But then it's just a nice, chill game. And I have lots of friends that love playing that game. It's just like their calming thing. And then there is a thing as speed running the game through and seeing how fast you can go through. But then also the weird ass combos of things that you can do in order to get like stickers and shit like that in order to put it on there. So like what you would think of not doing, and that is putting a toaster into the bathtub. If you put the toaster into the bathtub, you get a sticker for it. Like, it's a real thing. There's so many like different combinations of things that you can do within that game that made it extremely fun. And it's a really solid game. It works extremely well. It's extremely aggravating, like seeing one boot in one box and then another boot in another box in another room. Like, why are there different boots, or like, you know, boots in different rooms? Like, why is this happening? Who puts their fucking laptop in the same thing as their laundry? Like, what the fuck is going on with this? But it's a really, really good game. I liked it a lot. It's free on Game Pass. You can buy it for like $15-20 or whatnot. But of the games that I played this year, it's fun. I liked it a lot, Jason. And Jason's like looking at me like, are you fucking kidding me?
To be fair, I have seen multiple playthroughs of Bat, Panda, Nico, all of them play it, and I just looked at it as like, yeah, I can see the appeal of this game. Yeah,
I played
my
it too.
OCD would not let me play that game, but I can see the appeal.
Wait,
of
why
that
would
game.
your OCD not let you play through that game? So look at it
'cause
from
you
the
just-
OCD aspect of how bad the boxes are like set up, but then you get to put them in order. It actually helps a lot with OCD as well, which is one of those things. I'm like, no, it's gonna go here. There were a couple of things I'm like, why can't I put my Wacom tablet on top of my laptop? This is bullshit. There was like a couple of levels where you can't do that. But moving in with your fucking douchebag boyfriend Brett, who doesn't give you any room to put your stuff in there and has all of his fucking stupid shit all over the place, and then you having to move back into your parents' house after that for what is an apparent like car accident or something. There's some reason that you have to walk with a cane now. Like there's subtle things throughout that entire setup of like very subtle like story hints in it that I thought were just fucking amazing, that I loved.
Absolutely.
Like I thought it was a really solid, like well-made game.
Intriguing, interesting. I don't know, man. I don't
No,
like.
yeah.
I get you.
it.
I
It
get
was
you a lot.
good.
I get you a lot. I get you a lot. But I mean, like, I played it too, and
Number 3,
by like the 10th level, I was just like, I don't give a fuck where this goes as long as it's in the goddamn closet.
You gotta have fun with it. That's the big thing. And I was having tons of fun playing that. And then once I went in, I was working one day and Panda was playing it, and I went into her VC and I started talking about Brett and how much of a douchebag he was, and then she's like, "Fucking Brett, he is a douchebag. You're right."
Yeah.
And it's like it's
just became
if you have an inventive storytelling mind, you can really get into this game with it. And they do a good job of giving you little breadcrumbs to be able to go along with it. And that's what I really like.
You put the picture up on the tack board. You put the thumb pin through his face. I was just like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, there's
They
certain little
up.
bits that I was just like, man, it's good. And I could have sworn that Boyfriend Dungeon or something like that was going to be my big indie game that's going to go up on this list. But no, this was the one that I was like, you know what? Of all the games this year, this is the one that if I'm going to really put an indie game on here, this is going to go up into it.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like if I had played it for myself, I might have the same feeling about it. But I've only seen it through other people's playthroughs. I haven't had time to really play through it.
Yeah. Same here.
But yeah, it seems like a great game to just create your own story with.
Yeah.
And like you said, they just
better
give you
than
that.
it sounds.
Yes, it does. It is much better playing.
Yes.
It is much better than it sounds.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those games you can't explain to someone. You just have to tell them, look, just sit down and play it. I can't really explain why I like this game.
If you explained it, it sounds bullshit.
Yes.
Literally,
Yeah,
I tried explaining it to Shannon. So then I sat there and I told her about the story, the progression. She's like, "That's sad," and I'm like, "Yeah, right."
Let's cry together.
Yeah, but it was a fucking great game. I loved going into it. I loved interacting with my friends when they played it. It was so much that there was a solid month and a half where we were all playing it and going through different things that we looked at with it. M, who was immediately like, oh my god, she's gonna be a lesbian, and she got all excited about the fact that this character was gonna be a lesbian, but it's gonna be subtle. And she's like, holy shit! And then she's like, yes, we moved in with our girlfriend, and they're like, oh my god, we adopted a kid, and I'm like, yeah, It's evoked so much emotion throughout different people, and I enjoyed it, and it evoked different storytelling within my brain that I thought that they just did a fucking bang up job with it.
Absolutely.
You're getting all this from unpacking boxes, and that has something to be said for itself.
And
yes.
Unpacking boxes tells a story of the person that is in there. It tells you everything you need to know about that person. The things that they own. If you actually spend the time and look at what it is that you're pulling out of these boxes and figuring out where they go, that tells you a story in and of itself. So
unpacking Eric's boxes. Good God, this is a lot of hentai.
There's a shit ton of hentai. I don't know what's going on.
Why is there so much hentai?
Why are there so many super emo friends pictures that people can't see? But there's a shit ton of them right here, as well as jackalope fucking photos and shit like that. What's up with this? This guy's weird.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, your number 3.
Okay, my number 3. I was debating where to put this game on my list.
Oh.
Because of some of the issues it had, and because I haven't really enjoyed it as much in certain areas as I did the one that came before it.
Oh, I think I know what this game is.
It's Forza Horizon 5.
Oh,
okay. Right. I thought you were gonna say Diablo 2, and I'd be like, "Fuck you! Get that goddamn game off of your list."
No. I didn't play that game, but as a big fan of photo mode, so we're talking about, hey, what do I stream on this Tuesday? Eric Bat was just like, hey, why don't you do a photo mode stream? I'm like, okay, I could do that. Yeah,
fun photo mode stream.
I did that for four or so hours.
Yeah, I did.
Took over 100 so photos. They're all fucking worthless.
Yeah, that was the only problem. That was when photo mode.
Before that, the photos were good. When I did that stream, they all came out so pitch black. you could maybe see if there's lights. So it was taking some data out of there. And it was on stream, so I could have like clips like, hey, this shit's fucked. So there's some issues there, but it does make the list because all of us have played this game. All of us have enjoyed our time with this game.
Yep.
So it's a beautiful game. It's well done. I had fun. I love my fucking Bronco R in that game.
You're the only person.
Not the only person. Come on now.
I hate that car.
I know you hate the Bronco.
I hate the Bronco.
I don't know why you hate the Bronco. It's a Bronco. It's a rock crawler.
I hate the look of that Bronco.
And I got the Bronco. I bought the Bronco R. You know, did the engine swap, so it's got a 1750 horsepower race V8 in there. Thing's fucking gnarly as shit. Got the Jurassic World ASIC 10 unit livery on there. I was playing with Eric here and Voodoo Johnny.
Yep.
And
Dreams too, right? Wasn't it like Dreams and Panda for a while too? And
maybe I think they dropped out at this point, but then we did the race where you guys were going to do like your Diablo X's.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was like, how many of these the Bronco are? Or he says, and they're like, I'm right on his fucking ass. And then like coming up and he's like, where's he? Is he on top of me? Because I guess I dropped off as like his mini radar or whatever. Let me onto you. Let me onto you. And it was just a fucking blast.
It is fun.
I loved it.
Again,
it's fun.
It's fun. Not gonna fucking argue at all.
Good things, but there are issues. This is why it's not number one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel if it didn't have the issues, it probably would be because we've all of us, here on stream,
had it
on this podcast, have enjoyed it.
If it didn't have issues, like if it didn't have the online issues and it didn't have the photo mode issues with, I never like set up the account to get my photo mode, but because of like every problem that you had with it, like I felt that myself because I was just like, man, that fucking sucks. Like Chris spent all that time doing photo mode.
Big thing for me too.
So like that was a huge knock on it for me too. But all those problems that they had, that if they didn't, that game would be right up there with like the top. Like I had tons of fun playing it.
Yeah.
Each of us talked about it tonight, and I think it'll probably be the only game that's on all of our lists. Yes, I don't know what's on everyone else's number.
Which I knew that kind of coming into that it would be at some point at all of our lists at some level.
That's something to say.
Yeah. That's something to say. Yep. Which is why it was almost on my top number one too, because it'd be like, hey, this is on all of our list.
Yeah. That's a good game. It's a good game.
It's a good
game.
Is
it a great game?
Fun game.
No, because it came out fucked. Will it get better to make it a great game?
But
fuck yes. And I hope that it does. However, it will no longer be ranked from me. So there will no longer be a need for me to rank it, which is perfectly fine. But again, solid fucking game. So no one faults you for putting it at number 3, Chris. Like at all. It's a solid spot to put it. All right. I don't think anybody's come up with a thing to talk about that's great for number 3. So we're gonna go ahead because I already finished my alcohol. Jason came up with something.
I can go take a bathroom break.
Yes, you can go take a bio break there, buddy. All right,
because it's basically bullshit. But go ahead. Are you gonna drink first, Eric, or you want me to do?
Let me do this, and I'll pour it and talk about it, and then you can do your number 3. All right, so this one. The last one, so the previous one was 46%. I forgot to talk about that. It was 46% alcohol. This one is also 46%. It's a sizable vial, as you can see, of alcohol. It's roughly about 3 fingers worth of scotch, which, again, is actually a pretty good value for what you get. This one, though, is the Kilchaman Sanig. And this is the box of peat. It's like the Peat Monster or something like that is what it was. So this one is smoky, raisin, dried fruit, malted barley, peaty, white pepper, white chocolate, vanilla, and pineapple.
Oh, okay.
So
what's the difference between white chocolate and vanilla? Real quick.
White chocolate and vanilla have very distinct flavors. Are you kidding me?
What's the difference?
Vanilla comes from a vanilla bean, and white chocolate is the fat solids from from the cocoa
That they
plant.
derive with vanilla. No,
They
add
don't.
tons
It
of vanilla
doesn't
to that.
at
Yes,
all.
they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's so
This
much
one is
vanilla.
decidedly much darker than the last one. Like, I thought that the last one wasn't going to smell as peaty as it was, or as it did because of how light it was. This one is very, very dark. So let's... Not as peaty smelling as the last one.
I like your little tumbler thing, Eric. I like that.
Thank you. Shannon got it for me. It's fucking great. I love it.
It's
This is
amazing.
Another
like that.
really smooth one. It's not as peaty, but it is extremely smooth. And it's not very often that you can like have a peaty scotch and they'd be like, but it's actually smooth. so I actually really like this a lot. That's good. 46% alcohol.
Yeah.
It's another good quality scotch there. 92% or 92 proof. So there we
You
go.
got to say that about flavor,
Yeah.
at least. The shit you're gonna get isn't gonna be garbage. Like you're not gonna get a Jack or anything
Again.
like that and that stuff. So
Well, and like I said, I got $150, like I got a vial of $150 bottle of rum before on it, and God, that shit was fucking delicious. Like I want that $150 bottle of rum now, but the problem is I would go broke with that $150 bottle of rum.
Yeah, I feel like when you get alcohol that rage, it's like I have this bottle. Will I ever drink it? Oh, it's
No,
gonna have to
I
be a very
would.
special occasion.
I would. That's the
how I
problem.
feel about my Samurai Nika whiskey over here.
That
Like, look at
Nika
this, look
is
at this.
that Nika is really fucking good too. Like that one is awesome. I've had that at a bar before.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's good.
It's in Samurai like it comes
Armor.
off. There's the bottle. Yeah.
But still, it's like you
That's-
could put it. You could like take it off, and you could pour that, and still put like samurai armor on the bottle. But then
True.
it loses some of the effect with it.
Yeah,
And
this is the fun.
Yeah.
This is the fun. Yeah. that's
I've
what it's
had
all
that
about.
though, that exact one at a bar, and it was fucking delicious.
Oh yeah, the black. Yeah, it's fantastic. I
All right,
have another
Jason.
bottle of Nika downstairs. It's still. Prime,
What is
but-
your number 3 good thing that you can talk about? Not
first-
rated number 3, but a good thing that you can talk about for 2020.
good thing that and I'm probably gonna get booed out of the building for this, but I'm gonna say Game Pass because it's just like we've already talked about it. We've already done like a little thing, but it's like there's so many games on here that I never would have played without it. Like Forza, for example, like it's only my number 5. There's been no chance in fucking hell that I-
Unpacking.
Oh yeah.
If I watched the
Oh,
video
yeah.
for it, I was like, that's an interesting idea. I don't think that I really want to fuck with my OCD that much, but I got it for free on Game Pass, played it, I'm like, fuck, this is great. Like, no, I 100% agree with
Ascent.
that. Yeah, the
It-
Ascent.
it's
I knew
dumb,
about Ascent.
it's-
I wanted to play the Ascent. I didn't want to pay the money for the Ascent.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
And holy shit.
If anything, I hope just because of the success of it, so that it brings up the competition. Because I'm sure you've all seen the news. Sony's already looking at the idea of like doing something
Valkyrie or
similar.
whatever the fuck it's
Thank
called.
fucking
Yep.
God. Yeah, exactly.
About
It's just like-
goddamn
and
time.
if we could have the
Yes.
two of them competing on that aspect, then we only win.
And
Like,
I will
that's
say, PlayStation, like the Plus games are almost always better than the games with gold. Like hands
Oh,
down,
yeah.
almost
Yeah.
always
You know,
better.
Gold, like,
Yeah.
almost
If
always.
anything,
trying
they're
anymore, games with gold,
equal.
yeah.
There's never been a single month that I can think of where games with gold has ever been like way better than PlayStation Plus. However,
There's been a few.
you know, there's like a few where
There's
they're
only a
on
few,
par,
though.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. But I've never had one where I hands down like games with gold win. Like that's it. Like it's
Yeah.
always been on par at best. But Game Pass though is fucking great in comparison to anything that Sony has put out. Like I hands down,
Especially with them buying so many studios now.
Yep.
Yep.
So now you're gonna get Starfield on Game Pass, for instance. Like
Yes, we're getting Starfield on Game Pass. Will I play it? I haven't decided yet.
I'll
I
play
don't
it.
know
be
if
the
my
same thing.
2060 will
You'll
play.
never
Yeah, there
play
you
an
go.
actual
I'll
finished
play it.
game. You'll never play a
Well,
finished
finish
game.
it.
You'll just be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm playing. Yeah.
I'll play it. Well, I'll finish it. A different story.
Yeah.
True.
But like
I'll
I
play it.
guess that's the big thing is like I have a 2060. I can't buy anything better because I can't buy anything better right now.
True.
So it's like, will I play some of those games on my PC? I'm like, I'd really love to be able to get to play and stream some of them as well as run NVIDIA broadcast. But I get to a point where I'm like, I
yeah.
can't without reducing the quality because I can't buy a better video card right now.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Shout out
And
to
I
Tesla for
know-
helping me get my 3060.
Good.
Yeah.
Good thing about this year,
Yep, the EVGA set. and everything
VGA
Yeah.
queue system finally works.
Yep.
Finally works after a whole year waiting.
Takes a long time,
But that VIP
does
set
work.
though,
It
the
does
VIP
work.
set that Chris did, where he then
Oh,
got
yeah.
a 30%
well, I got
discount
it
on it
not
too.
only at MSRP, but 30% off MSRP.
That's insane.
Which is
So-
great. And EVGA is a great company to buy
Everyone
from.
listening on podcast, everyone in stream, if you subscribe, go to Team EVGA, watch their Twitch, get 5,000 channel points, redeem those, get elite membership, get discount code.
Just don't
Yeah.
do what I do. Watch and
I
then
have
continually
5,000
bet
points.
your money or bet your points on things and get them wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And then lose all of them. Because I could have had it like 3 times minimum. And I just kept betting my points instead.
But yeah, so at 5,000 channel points, you can redeem elite membership, and that's for life.
Oh yeah. All I didn't know was for life.
It's for life. You get discounts. You get this one-time use discount code. Mine happened to be 30%.
Oh wow.
I happened to come up in the queue at the time, within that time before it expired, so I got my 3080 at 30% off. I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work on 3080 because it's a fucking 3080.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try, and it
It
did.
worked.
They honored that.
Yeah, we then had to buy
Which
him
is great on
a power supply so that it could support that 3080.
Yeah. Look, there's some
So-
trade-offs. There's some trade-offs.
It's the best 750 watts is recommended.
The best part
You need a
about
lot
Chris's
more than
PC build is that it has been nothing but a goddamn fucking headache for years. That PC has been the biggest fucking headache. It took him 6 months to finally get it working. No matter how many times Jason and I were like, just reseat everything. He's like, I already did that. We're like, well, just
And I
reseat
did
everything.
that.
And then when he finally did it
that.
again, everything worked. He's like, all right, it's good. But then he gets the 3080.
I did that like
Oh, no.
multiple times so
Oh
far.
no, oh, no, your power
no, I
supply
took my
died
buddy.
on you. Your power supply died on you when you were
On
playing
Metro
Metro.
Exodus on the credits.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So
Yeah,
then,
that's
so then he has to get a new power supply for it, and then that power supply doesn't work with the 3080 when he finally gets it too. That computer, it's a good computer, but it's been nothing but a goddamn nightmare for Chris.
At least it works now, right?
You just fucking
Well,
watch
B,
it. He's gonna
He's
drop
made
out.
it. He's made it 2 hours. He's made it 2 hours. We're good so far.
He's made 2 hours, yeah.
All right.
Hey. Our 24-hour stream, my computer worked the entire time.
Oh yeah, it did. It worked the entire time.
That
There
is
you go.
true.
There you go.
Yep.
Mine was
Jason's
because I was
dropped out a couple
suffocating
times.
it because I was
Yeah.
dumb. And I
Because
was
Jason
just like,
refuses to put it on a fucking piece of wood.
It is now. Actually, it's on Lego bits that I built, but I didn't put together that the intake was on the bottom. I was just like, all fans are on the back anymore, right? Like
Because power supply
no.
power
the
supply
power
fans are
supply?
on the bottom now instead of on the top.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. I'm so old.
That's
I'm
proving
so
how
fucking-
I'm
old
pretty sure
Jason
my
is.
case is missing like
power
2 or
supplies are on
3
the
of the
top.
mounts.
Where else
Yeah,
would they
power
be?
supplies on the top. Why did you wrap your fucking sticker around? Wait, that's the power supply?
No, that's just the like cool bar where I wrap cool things on. Because my thing's so cool.
All right.
With my RGBs.
Sure.
All right, Bulldog. We're now at number 2. So
We are at now number 2. Number
two.
2. My number 2 for this year is Back for Blood. Because I've had so much okay, don't no.
and I'm not
No.
gonna boo him. I'm not gonna boo him.
Here's the reason why. I had more fun with multiplayer on Back for Blood
Fair.
than most
Fair.
games I've played this year. And I've played a lot of multiplayer games this year.
It's very good. The problem that I have with that, and the reason why
okay.
I thought about putting it on there and then just removed it, was that difficulty scaling. Like you got to put
Yes.
it on fucking noob,
Oh, absolutely.
and then I feel
absolutely.
really bad for fucking noobs that try and play this game because fuck,
Yeah.
because that
And
game is
literally-
hard.
Literally, that is the only reason Black for Blood is like not number 1. Is the difficulty scale is absolutely like backbreaking at times. Because you're going in at rookie thinking, okay, simple. It's gonna be pretty simple. It might be a little bit of difficulty, but it's gonna be simple. And then that first level, and you're like, no, armor tall boys. The entire thing is like, wait, this is rookie. What am I
thought this
to do
was
with this?
easy.
But that being said, I've had so much fun with this game, with multiplayer, just playing with other people, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the reason why it's so high for me this year. I feel like if the multiplayer wasn't so much fun, it would definitely not be in my top 5.
Oh,
right?
if the multiplayer
they have nothing else for this
bullshit,
game. They have nothing else for this game, Bulldog. And if
The only reason this game is a success is Game Pass.
Yes,
1000%. Because Bulldog
is not a $60 game.
Here's the thing. Like, I agree with you 100%. Like, playing together, like with the 4 of us played. I think I played with each and every single one of you individually. I played with some people from stream. It was just like I had fun every single time I played. And if you could play with people every single day that you knew and could get along with, it was a blast and a half. Even just to fail miserably and have fun. But the second you beat that game, there's fuck all that you care about this game
That's
anymore.
true.
And that's why I'm just like, okay, it's a struggle to get through chapter 4. 100%. And it's well deserved. And like you guys just said, the difficulty scale was just like, what are you talking about,
high.
game?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I felt like I was getting stuck in a washing machine going like, what are you doing, step bro? Every single time I saw this game. Because it's like, I have no idea what you're even trying to do because it was just so hard. And if you didn't have a team that was right onto it, it was impossible. And that's where the fun was. But the reason why it's not on my list at all, Bulldog, is because just like you get through that 4 and just like, wait, what did I pay for? Oh, that? And I'm done?
Yeah.
The only reason to replay through is for character team ups and getting that like extra scene at the end,
or helping friends, or anything,
or helping friends. But I mean, but that's the thing is like going through. It's like you get a different extra ending depending on what characters were on the team at that point. And you know what? It is still fun. Like I find myself like really like there's a couple of people like Shawnee that I'm friends with that I'm like man, I really wish that like when she's playing I could play. Like I just don't have the time every time that she's going on and playing it. And I was like, because it is fun to play with people. But fuck, that scaling just makes it so bad. Absolutely. Like not being able to go up beyond rookie without just fucking hating yourself.
Yes. And
or
they
even not just that, your friends accidentally shooting the crows, like just accidentally, or shooting something that then does something that alerts the crows. As well, like shooting a zombie that does something that doesn't. It's like, and then they really just stack it against you of like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to alert the howlers, but there's like 80 howlers everywhere, and if you shoot them, they howl. Like you can't kill them. There's no weapon that you can one shot them or anything like that. It's just fuck. Like,
and I agree with that. Yes, and they have said they're going to revamp the difficulty setting so that. I'm going to see what they're saying about that because it's still difficult on rookie. But I'm solely on the basis of I had so much fun just playing with other people with this game that it's pretty high on my list. I feel like if we did have problems with difficulty, if it didn't feel like a grind after you finish the first game to get more of those cards, because to be fair, it's a card-based system. At the end of it,
those cards are fun though. Some of those cards are really fucking fun.
Yes, I've seen combos where basically, okay, you have a baseball bat, you're invincible now. You're mowed down in there. So I've seen that aspect of it. Is it the perfect game? Like, no, it's not a perfect game, and I don't think we're gonna have a perfect game on our list.
Never.
Not this year.
Not
this year by far. No.
But I feel like. This year was kind of hard for me to pick because I had to go back. Like all the games I played, there weren't a lot of good games. There were okay games. So I had to go by like, okay, which ones did I enjoy the most? Like, and why did I enjoy
which ones are worthy of a top 5 list?
Yes. Yeah. And I feel like Back 4 Blood, even though with the problems it has, I had so much enjoyment from when that game launched, playing with other people, just trying to like beat that game and finally doing it. I feel like that enjoyment is enough to give it that number 2 spot.
And I'm not gonna fault you for it. I had fun playing it. There was just it that issue with the being able to progress, like getting beyond rookie is just so fucking hard and infuriating that it made me not want to go back in.
Yeah.
Like difficulty to me was like the least of the problems for this game, because you can have a hard ass game and just like you can still learn and get like better, get good, you know, type thing. But to me it was just like, what is the reason to get good? Any other game where you say get good, it's because there's a reason. There's high rewards at the end. You're gonna get to something that's just like, wow, this is super enjoyable. What's the reason to get good here? Fuck all. It's just like good job. Good job. Skin?
It's so you don't feel bad about yourself playing it on what they call rookie. That's what the reason for getting good. That's the only reason. And again, I like this game and I enjoy playing it with other people, and that's the only reason that I really wanted to, is because I could go back and like I enjoy playing it with friends. Like it's fun. Yeah. But man, I feel real bad about fucking playing on rookie the entire time. Because it's really fucking hard. And I know some people that play a lot of fucking first person shooters that are really good at it, and they're like, fuck all, going on Nightmare is a fucking bullshit.
Yes, it is. It really is.
It's basically that the zombie apocalypse is stacked against you at that point. Like,
it is
100%.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, and it's, you know, if they sat there and like, you know what, we made it so that it's like rookie is the only one that you could survive because fuck you. If they actually came out and said that, I'd be like,
I'll be fine with that.
You know
genius.
What?
That would have been genius.
You know what? That's fine.
Genius.
I'll play it on rookie every goddamn time, and then I will try it on hard, and I will see how far I can get, and then I'll go back to rookie to make myself feel better. But giving me rookie as my thing, and then being like, no, there's like 3 levels higher than this. Like, fuck you.
Yeah. No, I understand that. And like, we have tried Nightmare and gotten destroyed on the first door.
You can't even make it out of the goddamn hotel half the time. Like, we've done it, but still, like, there are times where like we just get bombarded as soon as we open the door. Like, what the fuck just happened? I don't know what happened. So it's not a bad game, and it's definitely up there in like a top 10 spectrum for me, but it's not anywhere near my top 5.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. I'm sorry. I'm even going to go on the side of just being like, it's not a great game. It's not even a good game. No, it's not a great game. I think it was a fun game, and if you have people to play with all the time, I can see there being.
Oh, I would not go into this.
But
game
as far as games,
the bot sucks.
As far as
absolutely
games,
not.
well, fuck no, you can't. You can't. Is why. Even if you even pretended to play solo, like without being online, like it'd just be like you're annoyed and bored immediately. If you play online as a single player, you're just gonna it's a crapshoot then, as any online game like this of this time. So it's just like to me, it's just like. Bull, I love you so much, but it's just like I can't even like fathom. It's just like there's nothing here that I'm just like, yeah, you know what, Bull, you're right. It was a fun.
This is my number 2 game. No. I haven't said my number 1 game yet.
I was super excited when this game like dropped off of heat maps that I could just be like, thank God, and uninstall. Like it was just like I'm done. Like, there's just nothing here. I beat it. I saw the credits. It was just like, cool. What do I get now? It's just like nothing. I was just like, sweet. I'll play one more time with friends. Just like, wait, I've done this already at least 1,000 times. Yeah. Why do I want to go through it all again? Zero reason. Uninstall. Nope. Like it's just like I to me it was just not enough.
I understand that. I understand that. Yeah.
But you're also not at the like grindy first person shooter, just like me. For me, it's only because I have a few friends that
I'm
still
an
will be
RPG
like,
player. Don't talk to me about grinding.
No, but grindy FPS though.
Every day.
But grindy FPS though.
There's got to be
something. FPS,
I've played all the FPSs. I'm playing Super People right now, which is just grinding bullshit.
You still don't even like Warzone or anything like that. Like you only play it because of the friends at that point. And you're like, this game is bullshit. But I'm just saying, like, I'm saying you're like me. Like you don't even like it. For me, it's only because there are select few people that I keep it installed in case I get the chance to actually be able to play it with them. Beyond that, like I would uninstall this game in a heartbeat.
And see, but you accentuated my point. It's just like if it wasn't for friends, this game would be shit.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
That to me,
I agree with that.
Like,
I said that earlier. I'm like, yeah, no, it's the multiplayer aspect entirely.
It's the multiplayer
that kept this game going at all. But that's also like that's what their precursors were. The Left 4 Dead series was all the
It's
multiplayer aspect. Like, you don't play that game to play it by yourself, because it's shit.
You can, is my point.
But you could.
Left 4 Dead,
yes,
you can. And there's more to it that's like a little bit more, like the unlocks you get for Left 4 Dead, I felt like a little bit more. I felt at least there was something. With Left 4 Dead, I was just like, wait, I'm just back at the beginning with like my extra cards. And that's what I guess it all comes down to, is the cards. And the cards, while cool, if you get the combination like Bo was talking about, where it's just like, yeah, you get a bat and you're invincible. If you don't get that combination, then your game's just fucked. And it's just like, all right, what did I really earn here?
Yeah,
nothing.
Progressing
and so now my entire engagement is based on gacha, and this isn't a gacha game. So it's just that's
when you get 3 decks that you have to progress through, and every one of them is a character that you don't fucking play through, and they have shit cards that go with them. I'm like, fuck, that sucks. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Mom, and I don't give a fuck about what's his name with the fat white guy with the glasses. Like, I don't give a shit about them. I don't need to progress through their fucking thing. Why do I have to progress through their card systems? Like, none of their
there were characters that I was unlocking stuff for. I was just like, hey, who's this guy? Like, this is an NPC that you play with? It's just like, no, it's one of the characters you play. I was like, fuck if I ever played him. I have no idea. I have my 3 that I play with, and that was it. And it's just, I don't know. I hate to hate on you, Bull, but it's just like that.
It's fine.
Game show.
I'm not 100% gonna hate. Like, I'm not saying I hate, but at the same point, I'm like, I don't think that it fits into top 5.
I mean, that's
top
fire.
5 game.
All right,
That's
Spicy
fair.
Burrito Boy, number 2.
All right, I hate to go into like spicy conversation to another spicy game that I'm sure you're all going to hate on me for, but Resident Evil 8, The Village. I fucking enjoyed the shit out of it. All right, good, thank God, because I enjoyed the crap out of it. It was one of the best. Like, so Resident Evil to me has been like one of the games that motivated me to buying a PlayStation in the first place. And so I was all about it. And then over the past like couple of years, buying the remakes of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 was fantastic. I hated Resident Evil 7. Didn't like it at all. I thought it was gimmicky. I thought it was chintzy. I thought it was boring. I thought it was more first person.
Adding in the hillbilly aspect for it was very much a step in the opposite direction for Resident Evil, in my opinion. Too. Wasn't a fan of Resident Evil 7. Didn't care for it, Biohazard, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't a fan. And so I was apprehensive at best going into Village. I was just like, all right, whatever. When I'm bored and I want to play a Resident Evil game, I'll do it. The first part of the game, I played the demo when that came out. I was just like, oh, okay, if the game's like that, I could see it being fun, whatever. And then we found out the game wasn't like that.
The game's not like that. But what they do give you is something still very enjoyable and very Resident Evil-esque, where you can still have like, all right, am I exploring everywhere? Am I doing everything? Am I using my saves appropriately? Am I getting the ammo that I need to have for the appropriate boss? And not just the area, but like the enemies that you're going to be facing. And they do such a great job of it. I feel like they still dumbed it down a little bit to make it easier. The shops were just way too frequent. It needed to be more like a Resident Evil 4, where it's just like you have a shop and you make your decisions, and that's going to determine how your next like 4 hours of gameplay are going to be. Because if you don't make the right choices, you're fucked. If you're just like, buy,
to be honest, Fat Guy's not going a whole lot of places there, Jason.
No, it's not.
But the game rotates around.
I know, but still, like, Fat Guy ain't going a lot of places.
He does show up. He does show up enough. They're just like, how the fuck did you get here? Like, it's just like there's no way that your ass even fit through the door, let alone that you could.
All right, where's the truck at? Where's the truck bringing you around? Where are you at?
Where's the forklift?
The crane, really. Let's
the crane. Yes, this is true.
But the reason why I put it on there, hold on, Bulldog. The reason why I put it on there is because for the last 3, for my top 3, I always like to look at like replayability, because it's very rare for me. When I go back and play something again because I enjoyed it so much, it's because I enjoyed it. And so it's just like for this one, it was definitely one that was just like, wow, that was actually a lot of fun, and I had enough twists and turns that now knowing more, I'm excited to go into it again. And then number 1, number 2, Mercenaries wasn't horrible bullshit. Like even since PlayStation 2, the Mercenary add-on game, I'll probably make some people mad, was bullshit every single time. I fucking hated them every single time. I would play the Mercenaries. The first level,
At
and
best.
every single time you're just like aggravating, like, yay, I have more ammo, but you're just throwing shit in front of me, and it's no fun. Where this was finally an arcade experience in the Resident Evil world, where I was just like, hey, you know what? I'll replay that because that was kind of fun. You know, it was the first time for me on that. So that alone, those two aspects together, not to mention a great storyline for Resident Evil world, win for me. And definitely my number 2 for the year.
A good game, and actually what I really fucking love is that they got everybody in on Mommy D for like just like loving her, like step on me, mommy, step on me, and then she dies like a third of the way through the fucking game.
No, it's a quarter. It's a quarter into the game. She's the first boss you take down.
Yes, let's talk about this.
If you haven't gotten spoiled on it, like I steered away from friends that played this game for a long time, and even I got spoiled on it. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just getting spoiled. That's fine.
My problem with this game is actually that I feel like Lady D should have been a layer boss. Build it up. Don't show me her at the beginning and then maybe kill her.
I disagree.
I disagree 100%.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm with Eric on this. The way that they presented that, being like, I got so pumped for her, and then to find out that she was just cannon fodder,
middle level thing. Yeah.
Now here's my thing. Here's where the beef and why it's not number 1 is because the next 3 bosses were progressively worse.
Yes, that's my problem.
They're not great.
That is my problem.
You can't peek at the early boss. That's a problem.
Yes, they definitely did it backwards. It should have been backwards. But if they did it any other way, then it would have been the same problem. I would have been like, who gives a fuck about this doll? Because I know Lady D's coming up. Who gives a fuck about this machine necromancer?
They couldn't have done the build up for Lady D.
Lady D's coming up. Like, it wouldn't have mattered. So it'd have been like, I don't give a shit anymore. So they had that same problem. But this time, I was at least able to go into the game with Mystique, being like, oh shit, I killed the big one right now. What's coming up next?
Mommy D turned into a giant fucking dragon and I murdered her.
That's what
the game's not over?
I honestly felt like Lady D should have been, the order of bosses should have been reversed. Because it felt, for me,
but would you have been hyped for this game if they didn't show her though?
She should have been 2 or 3. She should have been number 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Yeah.
2 or 3. I agree with you on that because if she was peppered in enough, because they kept it very much. Each boss had its own level, and that was it. You fucked with. But if they had her as like the Wesker of this game,
exactly,
kind of like fucking with you the entire time. Yeah, that could have been a little bit better.
But it wouldn't have been as fun. It wouldn't have been as fun because they spent so much time, like building her up in marketing and everything like that, and the internet just fucking blew up with fucking Lady D. Like, oh goddamn, step on me. That's it. That's all I need is her. Like, I'm just gonna walk around with the mod and fly swatter her ass for 2 hours on end because that's just fun. And it's if they did that and then she was so integral into the storyline that you were just waiting on it, like Jason said, like that just would have been a problem. And then adding something else on top of it is very much like Final Fantasy aiding it to where you're like, you get to the final thing and you're like, what the fuck is up with this time witch that I now have to fight? Even though like I went through this entire fucking story with it, or Final Fantasy 9, where you go through this entire story and then all of a sudden some random god from a parallel universe shows up and is like, I'm going to destroy everything. And it's like, that's the only time you hear of him is at the end of the game. And it's a bullshit ending at that point.
Which allowed you, with virgin ears coming into Final Fantasy, I just said it, Resident Evil 8, with virgin ears being like, yeah, I'm going to take down Lady
Johnny
D.
Fear has just raided the stream
with 5
there's
like
viewers.
Something bigger going
Hide
on.
your
And the
kids
rest
and
of the game
hide
was
your
figuring out about that. And that's what was good. I wish the rest of the game was as strong as the first quarter of the game, of course.
Yes.
But it was so well done and so entertaining, and the story was there enough that I could easily overlook the flaws and have a shit ton of fun with it.
All right, welcome in, Raiders. Johnny, thank you very much for raiding into us in the middle of our podcast. We're on 2.5 hours for our end of 2021 recap. But thank you very much. Let's all go back through our list that we've got here. Bulldog, what do you got through 5 through 2 for our Raiders in?
So my 5 through 2 are Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, Century Age of Ashes, Forza Horizon 5, and Back for Blood.
Jason, what do you got 5 through 2?
I have Forza Horizon 5, Immortals Phoenix Rising, The Ascent, and Resident Evil Village.
All right, so I've got 5 through 3 because we're in the middle of 2 right now.
Right.
Warhammer 40k Battle Sector, Record of Lodoss War, Daedalus in Wonder Labyrinth, and Unpacking. Chris, what do you got for 5 through 3?
I have Valheim, Bioimmune, and Forza Horizon 5.
All right. So again, I don't have a problem with Resident Evil 8 being in there, and there are very many things that I really enjoyed about watching the streams for Resident Evil 8, and I really thoroughly enjoyed Lady D dying so early in that, and then you're just so far on. But I do wish that the story would have gotten better. But I think that if they hyped her up and showed her later on, it would have been a disservice to the story to have it continually go through.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
I agree with that.
It's one of those story progression things of as you really play a lot of games and watch a shit ton of movies and stuff like that, you start to really enjoy that type of thing of showing somebody something, and then for 3/4 of the game or 3/4 of the movie, you're like, fuck, all that's gone. I have no idea what's going into this. And that's the same thing of when you watch when you watch a trailer for a movie and you're just like, man, they showed everything in the 2-minute trailer. I could have just watched it here. And I think that they did a great job with Resident Evil 8 in that aspect. All right. So my number 2, because we are 2.5 hours into this podcast and we're still only on number 2, is a game that won quite a few awards at the bullshit video game awards that I don't like, just primarily because of Jeff Keighley. And also has apparently been mired in legal action, as we had known, and that is It Takes Two, which is, I think I might be the only one that played this game.
Yeah,
here,
because I'm supposed to play with a bunch of people. I haven't played it yet.
The major problem with this game is being able to coordinate with a single person to play the game with, and that is the one major flaw for this game. Beyond that, gameplay, video set, syncing, playing with somebody that, especially a mute streamer that I played with that has to do everything through text and whatnot. It is a really fucking good game. And they did an amazing job of remote split screen, of being able to see what the other person sees on your computer or on your console without having to actually look at a stream or something like that. Having that aspect going through there. The story's fucking bonkers, off the wall crazy, and you know what? In a good way. Mechanics in the game are fun. There's tons of mini games where you're 100% supposed to be cooperative for this game, and then every once in a while you're like, fuck you, we're gonna go over here and compete now. And it's just random bullshit that you just sit there and find. The mini game has absolutely nothing to do with the game. You're just like, oh look, there's a thing over here, let's go over here. Oh, we're head to head now. Okay, well, let's see how well we can do. And you're just going through graphically, visually, story wise. It's a fucking really good game, and I wish that Take-Two wasn't a giant bunch of fucking douchebags to fuck this game over, because as we talked about on our previous podcast, they completely mired the entire set that was going through this, of everything that they could do to market this game, to get it going, to get word of mouth. They fucked everything over because of the fact that no, we're Take-Two. We're like, no, it takes two. And they're
Takes two.
No, we're Take-Two. It takes two. There's an S there. And the fact that nobody really could spend the money to fight them on this is bullshit. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, you should have fought more. No, you can't do that. And it's really fucking hard because of the legal tactics that get into it. But it is a solid fucking game. Everybody should play it. It's free on Game Pass. I installed it even though I had to install the bullshit EA stuff that goes along with it. Because of the fact that everybody that I talked to said it was a good game. I'm like, okay, well, I'll play it. And I had fun. It's still installed. so that I can play it more, even though the EA spyware, fucking malware crap that's all up in there that ruins your computer is there. But it is a very solid game, and I think that everybody should play it, provided that you have a second person that you can solidly coordinate with. That is the only drawback to this game, is that it has to be played with a second person. Like, only drawback. It is fun. It is inventive. The storyline is insane and crazy and fun. Like, everything about this game is good, except for the fact that you have to play it with the second person.
Yeah.
So,
The whole point of this game is what makes it sucky.
It is, because I'm a guy, and like I find it fucking hilarious that it's like that. Well, actually, one of them, and I've talked really good about Forza Horizon, and actually I knocked on Forza Horizon 5 because of one of the things that I normally don't give a fuck about, but because of the fact that I really went into this game of like, I want to play and have fun with like some of my friends that I have, and it ruined the entire experience for me. I'm a single player game, like, person. Like, that's it. That's all I do is RPGs. And my number one will show I am an RPG person. I am a story driven set. And this game is a story driven thing, just it requires a second person. But I had a shit ton of fun with it. And technologically, like, everything behind it is really good, because you don't normally get a split screen multiplayer. And if it wasn't split screen, it would be a problem, because you couldn't see what the other person's doing and help them like figure out what it is that you need them to do.
Yep.
So this is very much like technologically, gameplay wise, story wise, everything fucking great. Love it. Everybody should play it. Just get a second person to play it with.
Yep.
All right, Chris, what's your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2 is Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Didn't you just play this?
He did.
I did.
And you know what?
He did.
Oh, wow.
On
That's
purpose.
because we tried to get a
On
review copy
purpose
for it, and we
to
didn't
make
get approved
sure
for it.
I did it for this.
Yeah, he
I did
like,
request
went
a review
into
copy. We did not get approved for it, so then I bought it on a sale.
Chris, what
on
beer are you
the
on?
Epic
Are
Games
you on
Store
number
sale.
2? Are you number 3, I mean?
It's on 4, I think.
Oh,
Right
no,
now.
I'm
He's
number
pretty
5.
drunk. He's
Oh,
pretty
shit.
drunk
Number
right now.
5?
Yeah, he's pretty
You're
drunk.
They're
Five.
Right
5 already. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm ahead of schedule.
yeah. He's pretty drunk
Yeah.
right now.
I'm
If you've been paying
I'm getting
attention
there.
to chat, he's pretty drunk. He has admitted to the
to be
fact that he
fair-
is pretty drunk.
To be fair, I just finished this bottle, so yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm all out of alcohol now. I think I have to go
But
downstairs because we have
Kena,
supper.
Kena is a great game. Yes,
Talk about
gorgeous.
Kena. I'm gonna go
Um,
get some more alcohol.
It's a lot of fun. So it's kind of a mix. So a little bit of Pikmin where you get these rods. They can do like certain tasks. They help solve puzzles. Do certain actions in combat. Part of like God of War where you have this combat or Dark Souls where you're kind of
Okay, there you
dodging. You're
Oh, I love you, Chris. I love you so much.
Yeah. So you're dodging, you're fighting. Boss battles are super fucking hard. Super fucking hard.
You say
I've
that,
died
but if I've
many-
seen the clip where you
many
basically
fucking times.
bugged the boss in the corner and just kept peppering with arrows.
Yeah.
I've seen the clip.
That's how it would be the first boss. The first, well, not the first boss, but the first like big boss.
Okay.
So there's like 3 like big bosses to get the final boss.
Yeah.
So that was like the first like main boss.
Okay.
The other ones were like really hard. That one was super fucking hard. And then I got to that, like I was about to rage quit before that point. And then I got to the point I'm like, cool, I'm fucking taking this opportunity because fuck this bullshit. I'm not out, but I'm streaming, so I can't just bounce out. I keep going like this fucking sucks. I want to rage quit, but I can't because I'm streaming. So eventually, like when I got to that point, to that level of boss, next time, like it took me a long time to figure out how to get to where I could even damage him. And it was just like, God, fucking damn, like I can't even fucking do this. Okay, now I can damage him. Okay, now it's still super fucking hard. I dropped down like story mode, it was still fucking hard.
Wow. Wow. So the game's
This
difficult.
shit was fucking hard as fuck.
Are you wanting to review the game right now too, along with?
We kind of need to get a review to go along with
So
it.
I think we need to.
Like, it was between being frustrated between the battles being hard but good, the puzzles being hard but good, and then the cutscenes with me trying to be sad.
What is up with you and these sad games?
I love them so much.
Chris loves sad games. I'm gonna be
I can
honest.
tell.
I love a sad game too.
I do.
That's fair. That's fair.
I love sad indie games, like very like this whole thing's like kind of my jam, like a little bit, and we'll get even more of that when we get to my number one game.
Oh.
Okay.
But so I really like this game. I had to get through this game, so it's my number 2. So Can't Bread
Okay.
Spirits.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And for what I paid for it would end up being $20 versus the $40 it is normally, is a fantastic deal.
Yeah, because it was 10 off, and then you got the $10 coupon that's going on Epic right now.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. So it ended up being
okay.
$20.
Yeah.
So it was, for that, it was totally worth the price. Loved it. As much as it made me frustrated, but that is a good thing in and of itself.
A frustrating
Good
game
frustration.
is a good thing, to be honest. Like,
Yes.
If it's
Like,
frustrating you and you keep going at it, that's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's too easy,
Agreed.
you're just like, it was easy. It was cake. It's like I had fun playing through it, and the story was good, but it was easy. Like, being able to like want to play through a game, like we talked about, it's like, it's hard, and I want to play through it. Back for Blood is not that set, because you get through the game and then you're like, there's absolutely no reason for me to play through it on a harder mode.
Yeah.
But the main game itself being hard is a thing for it. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to talk to my son about, because he's playing Dragon Quest XI right now. He went through the first game end. He actually, so he got to the final boss, and he died a few times, and then he's like, I just started over on a new one. I'm like, why did you do that? It's like, I told you.
Eric, which time with the final boss?
The first one.
Okay.
The first
okay.
storyline through. I'm like, dude, I told you there are 2 end game storylines to this game. He's like, what? I'm like, yes. You have to beat him in order to get to the second main segment of story. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
So he beat him before Christmas, which was his goal. His goal was to beat it before Christmas. And so now he's on the second story playthrough, and he's like coming to me. He's like, "Oh my god, I did this and this and this and this, and I went back through time and I did this." I'm like, yeah, that's what I told you were gonna have to do, but I didn't want to spoil it for you, so I didn't tell you like specifics. But like, this game has multiple playthroughs for it. So and that game was not easy. Like, you had to go back and grind through for Dragon Quest XI, like at certain points, because you're like, fuck, those fights are hard. And it's like, that's how it is. And I like it. That's, they don't all have to be Battletoads hard. They don't have to be incomparably complex.
You can't really grind out. Like, there's no grinding, but
yeah,
it's hard.
You just have to get better at them.
Fun.
But it's not Back for Blood hard, to where it's just like you're being bombarded with 80 million things at once. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
It's
stupid
just
hard.
It's
Yeah.
more Dark Souls hard, I guess, where you just gotta get good.
Yeah. Get
Yeah.
good.
Get good.
So I had to drop down to story mode eventually, which at that point was still somewhat difficult, but easier. Like, I could beat the bosses the
doable.
first try.
Yeah.
What was just like the skill? I don't think was right, because like story mode it was challenging, but you bosses at the first try.
Mm-hmm.
On the normal mode, it was just like, yeah, you're fucking done. You're gonna take 80 fucking times.
But it's a single boss as opposed to like a horde of shit coming from.
Yes.
So there's a difference between like it
There
and Back
There
4
was a
Blood.
single boss, and then
Yeah.
sometimes they would spawn stuff like that, but it was all just boss stuff.
Yeah, and it's the same as what's the game?
You gotta get good. You gotta figure out
Senua's Sacrifice.
how to damage them.
That
and
type
stuff
of
like
game
that.
where
Yeah.
it's like you can die a shit ton, and it's like you have one, maybe three, like enemies that you're fighting at a time. But Senua's Sacrifice, like that's just a game where you just have to get good at it, and it's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not like randomized bullshit that you're getting brought into. So there is a difference. That all I'm trying to say is like there's a
Yes.
difference between like Back 4
Yep.
Blood hard and that hard.
Yes.
This was their first game they made. They're usually more like an animation studio for like movies,
And it's an indie
yeah,
company
stuff
too.
like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another small dev.
so it's totally explanational. Like everything makes sense
Yep.
for their first game. Fantastic job. I love it. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So I went down and grabbed Monkey Shoulder blended
Nice.
scotch, which Shannon grabbed for me at the store the other day because she was at the store
That's
before
good stuff.
Christmas. It's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. For a mid-level scotch, it's actually pretty damn good. It's nowhere near the dollar for quality as the Grangestone 21-year-old scotch that Jason and I have taken a fucking bottle down in a night. But that's it's still pretty damn good. All right. Does anybody have something good about 2021 that we can get into before we go into number 1?
We all did it except for Chris. Chris, you got something
I
for
can say
2021?
something. Yeah.
What do you got, Chris?
So I did have a job interview with the company that I didn't eventually get, but that's not because I wasn't qualified. It was maybe because I was maybe
You were a little
overqualified or whatever, but-
overqualified.
Yes. And they didn't really have a job for me, but so Mechanical Keyboards Inc. That is a website and company that have a showroom and distribution center, and there's some their keycaps.
Yep.
In 2 places in the U.S. One is here in Chandler, down the street from me. So we're now one of their creators on their creator program because of that interview.
Wow.
And so they're
And they bought
He's
Killer
trash.
Queen cabinets. They bought KQ
I did
cabinets
I did
for
sell
their
them
break
some
room
Killer Queen cabinets
because of
during
that.
I'm so proud
Nice.
of you. I'm so proud of you for keeping a pace.
Yeah.
But damn, dude.
Oh no, I understand. I understand slurry child just as well as I understand drunk asshole. So it's perfectly fine. Yeah, they bought a Killer Queen cabinet like set, which is 2 cabs. That is
Oh,
as we've
nice.
talked about, a KQ cab set is 2 cabs, and they're big ass cabs because they fit 5 people at each one. Like that is a thing.
Yep.
That is not a small undertaking to buy those, and they bought those for their break room specifically because of Chris. Oh, Chris, that hydrate is for everybody but you, apparently.
God damn,
Although
hold
I think they
on.
mean that you need actual water.
This is
Well, I
what
have to break
happens
up.
when I don't
But
eat for a while.
so as Chris said it, it sounded
have
like
you back, Chris.
Macallan keyboards. It's mechanical keyboards.
Yeah,
.com. And you can see on my Twitch stream, like I actually swapped out my bloody keyboard set, which the black ones are specific ones that Bloody does specific things for the balancing of their keys in order to accommodate their light strike, that it feels better to utilize their standard keys with it. But beyond that, all the white keys that you see with all the LEDs behind them are all key caps that I got from Mechanical Keyboard. And they're really fucking
Nice.
good. I love the feel of them. They're really nice. Like the tactileness for them is awesome. They feel amazing. They feel actually better than the standard Bloody keys, except for the weighted ones. The WASD that I have on mine are weighted and textured from Bloody. But beyond that, like every other key that's in this, I fucking love. It's great. And they have some really fucking amazing keycaps. And they have a shit ton of keycaps as well as personalized keycaps that you can get too. So one of the things that I've thought about doing is getting some specific I Beat It First keycaps, but it's going to take a while to get those.
Nice.
And those will be awesome. I thought about, I'm going to replace the Windows key with an IBIF
With the IBIF
logo.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
So we'll do that. But yes, mechanicalkeyboard.com, fucking amazing, like really good company, cool guys. They're from Phoenix, which we love repping Phoenix companies, and they do amazing work with it. Like everything that they have is really good, and they're guys that are very passionate about keyboards.
I mean,
which I never thought would be a thing that I would say is a good thing. Like for a long time, I thought being passionate about keyboards, I'm like, man, it's a fucking keyboard. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's a big thing right now.
And then
like,
you get into it, like, oh god damn it.
Yeah. Oh, Chris knew that he was getting into a bad thing as soon as he's like, oh man, mechanical keyboards, and I'm like, oh shit. And then he sends me the links.
Down
I'm
that,
like, oh
that
fuck, that rabbit hole's bad. We've gone down it with the bloody keyboards, and I'm like, I don't want to go further. Oh, I'm going further. I'm buying new keycaps. I'm doing all this.
And then it's nuts. Shit. Then it goes nuts real fast.
You can just build your own keyboard too. Just get your own cherry switches and have those set.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh,
real fast. Real fast.
$500
keyboard. Real
slippery
quick.
slope. All right. Okay. We are now at number one territory. Which, do you know what that means? Do you know what it means when we get to number one?
What does it mean?
It means Mickey Mouse is here, everybody.
No, you promised. You promised.
No, I promised that there would be no 5 minutes of Mickey.
People paid very much amount of money.
Yes, they paid to get rid of the redemption of 5 minutes of Mickey. Instead, it can come any fucking time that I want. But it doesn't come very often because it really fucks with my throat. So anyways,
go in
number
to our
one.
Website and into our browsing and into our Twitch stream and
Go
shut
ahead,
down the entire fucking company right now.
Number one.
Dude.
Oh,
So
As we go to number one to be Twitch test, I guess I'll go drink some water.
Yeah, drink some water. Drink some water, Chris. You need to drink some water.
So, before I say my number one, I just want to say shout out to all the indie developers this year that made playing games tolerable for me. Because without them, there's just some bad games this year.
That being said, Bulldog's gonna do a mainstream game.
That being said, my number one game is the only game I've 100% this year. My number one game, and I have no shame saying this, is Boyfriend Dungeon.
Dungeon yes, and that is an indie game. Yes.
Yep.
Props to you, my friend. Props to you. Props to you.
What can I say about Boyfriend Dungeon? I played the game 3 times. I beat it 3 times, like 100%. That's how much I like this game. I love the concept of basically you get to date your weapons, and everyone can laugh at that.
Nope, I love it. I love it. Love it. I'm great.
Once you start playing it, these weapons have like their own characteristics, their own lives. You're getting to learn. You're going on dates. They're like you're getting to like really like connect with these people, and it's a beautiful story. What can I say about this game? I enjoyed it so much. I still recommend it to this day. I have days where I'm like, man, I could play Boyfriend Dungeon again. I beat it. I beat it. I 100%, but I could just go play it again. It's that fun. I love the roguelike. It's not like a roguelike of like super hard, right? It's not gonna be a Hades.
Yeah.
Hades is always gonna be my favorite roguelike of all time. That's hands down. It's a great game.
Hands down. Yep.
But I feel like the difficulty of Boyfriend Dungeon and the story and everything you need to do with the going on dates, basically, it's just worth playing. Like you play that game, you're just like, oh yeah, that's my favorite. No, that's my favorite. Like, no, Isaiah, that's my favorite. No, Val, I like Val. Okay. He's like, it's a great game. It's a great game. I highly recommend playing Boyfriend Dungeon.
I will agree with that only because of the fact that I have not played it because I've watched too many of you guys and helped too many of you guys through playing it to where I was like, I can't play it on stream. I've got too many other games to play now. Yeah. And I was super hyped about Boyfriend Dungeon coming out when they announced it forever ago. We've been following VTran even when VTran went to Among Us instead. Yep. And she still was able to rep Boyfriend Dungeon and help with it. That's how passionate she was about it. The biggest issue that I have with that game is that I don't want to fucking hate the guy that shares my goddamn name. And fuck Eric.
Yes. Hashtag
Fuck that
fuck
guy.
Eric.
Can I
Hashtag fuck
change
Eric
his
Smith.
name to Brent?
Look, if I find a mod that I can change his name, I will send it to you. But yes, there is unfortunate incident where the main bad guy, the main douchebag, let's be honest,
The biggest fucking creeper of that
Yes.
game is
I don't
Eric.
see what the problem is. This sounds about completely right to me.
But
I don't want to
the game-
eat your liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Eric,
Like, that's
Eric, you've told me that exact sentence.
no. I
just
want to
last
eat
week.
your liver with
Oh,
some
fair,
fava beans
fair,
and a
fair,
nice
fair.
Chianti.
Okay.
Nobody
okay.
else.
Nobody
You
else
are
is
the
all right.
only
It was-
one that I'm like.
At least we're exclusive with the liver
Yes.
eating. I feel a little bit
Yes.
better about it.
He
Okay.
is like that with everybody that plays this game, and that's bullshit.
Yes.
No.
Yes. But yes, the biggest like the fucking douchebag in this game, the main villain, he is vile. He is a creep. You're supposed to hate him.
Yes.
He's such a good character that you absolutely hate him after just him saying a few words. Like you automatically go like, wow, he's an asshole.
Yep.
Like
He's
so
creepy.
it's hard to write characters like that you're going to care about. Each character in that game I actually cared about. Did I want to date all of them? No, because a lot of them had problems where I was like, that's too, like, I don't want to deal with that. But you understand why they had those problems though.
But you wanted to friend the cat.
I did.
100%. Everybody
Yes.
wants to friend the cat.
Everyone wants to friends again.
I don't even care
once-
if up close and personal is your gaming style. You want to friend that cat.
Yes. Literally, once I got the chance to get the cat claws, I was like, oh, this is the only one we'll be using for the rest of the gameplay. Look, because I got the cat ears, I got the outfit, and I got the cat claws. I'm basically a cat. We're playing the rest of the game as a cat.
Yep.
Will I go on dates with everyone else? Absolutely, but the cat comes first. But you have so many great characters and like character development in that game, and there's so many like options you can do that changed what they're said and like how your story comes out. It's just I enjoyed it so much, and I would not 100% a game if I did not enjoy it.
And that's
why, yeah, and that's why Boyfriend Dungeon is my number one. And I really thought about this because I went through all the games I played, and I thought to myself, which one left the biggest impact on me? And I have
less to hate about this than Back for Blood, man. I've less to hate about this than Back for Blood. So
Yeah.
It's a cool game. Story wise, it's awesome.
cool.
I didn't play it myself because again, I had so many people that I like was in VC or talked with that played it and whatnot that I was just like, man, I just ruined the entire story for myself.
Yeah.
But I was also super excited about other people to play this game.
Yes.
That I'm like, I don't mind other people being super hype about playing it and wanting me to watch them play it.
Yeah. I mean, we had a person who's like, I'm not going to play this game. It looks terrible. Play it. They absolutely loved it.
Yep.
I mean, it's a great game. I highly recommend playing this game.
And the PR rep for it originally, before she moved on to a different game, but was great. She's great.
Yeah, it's great.
She's still amazing.
Victoria's fantastic.
We were talking about it right before you came back about how fucking awesome it was that Vtran moved on to Among Us and then was able to come back. Like they were still cool with like, no, help with that.
Yeah.
Like, help with that game. Like you're not going to put all of your like effort into it, but help with that game when it comes out because they were super cool. Like Innersloth was like, yeah, it's fine. Help with that. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. Vtran's awesome. Yeah, Vtran's amazing. She's great. if you don't know who Vtran is, just search Vtran on Twitter. Make sure you put the V in before Tran. You may or may not get things that you want. But Vtran is awesome. She is an amazing person. Awesome. She does a great job on Twitter, on Twitch, everything. Her Twitch is hilarious because every time she goes on, everyone makes her drown. All right, Jason. We're all here. We want to hear what Bitchy McBitcherson says is his number one game.
I definitely want to hear this right now.
I want to hear what your number one is.
Just because I'm the most pro gamer here, obviously.
No, because you're the biggest negative Nancy. We always want to hear what your number one is.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And
the saltiest bitch here. The saltiest bitch on the planet. Even saltier than the Dead Sea, everybody.
Speak for the people. I speak for the people. It's okay. You know, I'm the one that's to be like, hey, I'm here for you because I want to make sure that you're getting the most out of what you need to be doing for the day. I get it. It's all right. It's good. So okay, yeah, for me, as every year, my theme is just like replayability. To me is just like, if I'm like jazzed to go back into it and play it again or do it multiple times, it all comes down to that, because it's really hard to come across that for me a whole lot of times. And the number one that just I could not get out of my mind was Scarlet Nexus. No shock there, I'm sure. Just because, if anything, if you don't like anime games, if you don't like RPGs or anything like that, you'll fucking love the combat of this game. You can't hate it. It is just so well done. It is just so fun and so entertaining to play that it takes Persona, amplifies it to 1,000. It takes God of War, amplifies it to 1,000. It takes any team-based game you've ever played in your entire life, amplifies it to 1,000, and Scarlet Nexus. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's great. The combat alone puts this game already in the top 5. Yeah, there's my game. Eric's got it right there. The motherfucker needs to play it. And I hope that you bought your number one game in disc form so we can trade properly.
I got my number one game in disc form for free. And I'll tell the story again that I've told on stream about how I got it. But I would have bought this game for full price if I wasn't getting it for free.
Doesn't matter.
I would buy it.
All I heard out of that, Eric, is that I'm getting the game that I'm going to like to play.
But Boyfriend Dungeon is also on Xbox Game Pass, FYI. So if you have not played it, get it on Game Pass and play it. It's fucking
right
great.
there. Just go play it.
Right
it's
there.
small. It's great. It's
Game
fun.
Pass. Game Pass.
Again, no problems against Boyfriend Dungeon.
Agrees. Do it for the cat.
For blood.
Yep.
Do it for the cat.
Do it for
that sweet pussy.
Yeah, bud.
Scarlet Nexus was just fantastic in the gameplay and the combat. Obviously, the storyline was a little bit wonky and crazy and out there. And
it's an anime story.
There was some drags in the dating sims that were in there. But yes, if you know it's an anime video game that you're getting into, you're going to be just fine. The tropes are there for a reason, people. They're for your entertainment. Enjoy the actual game. And the actual game is super fun. The storyline is convoluted as hell, but if you watch it and understand it, it actually makes sense.
And
especially after you play it twice, because you have to.
It's so good that there's an anime for it.
Play it twice, people. Yeah, they have an anime for it.
It's the same thing as Persona. It's
Yep.
so fucking good that they made an anime for the video game.
But in Scarlet Nexus, you get bonus points for watching the anime in game. It's actually kind of interesting and stupid, but it's there. But anyway, Scarlet Nexus, totally fun. The storyline doesn't derive much from playthrough 2, but the amount of storyline that you get out of it just compounds on top of what you already built through in your long experience. It's not a short game by any means, shape, or form, and you have to play it through twice to really get to the final ending, and it's worth it. It's totally worth it. It's super fun. I'm not going to spoil it, and I enjoyed it just, again, for the combat alone. Once your second playthrough through, it's one of those games just like, I've enjoyed it way more. I'm glad I did play it through once just so I can play through it this second time. Regardless of how you do it, definitely worthy of every accolade that I could do for 2021.
I mean, everything that I've seen of that game, fucking awesome. I've wanted to play it, but it's just more of like, I sat there and I'm like time, and I looked at it, I'm like, this game's coming out or these games are coming out. I'm like, I don't have the time to set aside. And like we said earlier, it's like we get to a point where we're doing this podcast and website where I'm like, he's already done it. And it's a long ass game, like Persona. Like, it was a long ass game. Like, I can't there's no reason to put the time into it right now to play this game. But I have it, and it's still sitting there right next to it. Like, granted, it's sandwiched in between my number 1 and Marvel Avengers, but that does not mean that it is Marvel Avengers level.
I had full intention of streaming this entire game because it was just like I was like, it's not too much.
You streamed a good chunk
no
of
big
it.
deal.
I
streamed a good chunk of it, but then I got like to the story, and I was just like, oh, this is fun. And it was just like, I'm not streaming the entire game. I'm playing this right now. I'm playing this right now and for a long ass time.
Yep.
But Jason hasn't got to the point to where it's like, stream. You're gonna play? Might as well stream. Sure, there's only like 3 people watching, but they'll interact with you and it'll be fun. But
my problem is that my streaming chair right here is also my work chair, and 99.9% of the time I'd rather be over there in my couch and not doing anything.
No, Jason, you haven't figured out you make a fucking VTuber avatar like I do. And if you want to stream over here on my
then I still have to have the
microphone,
still have the headphones on, stuff like that.
I still have everything. I got this big long ass fucking like extension cable for my headphones.
Eric, my birthday's next week. That's what you can get me. There you go.
I already have stuff for your birthday. Thank you very much.
Stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nope. Too fucking bad. You already got me this for my birthday.
I did do that.
So you get things.
Ooh. Everyone gets Stream Decks. I feel like I gotta get a new Stream Deck.
100% the Stream Deck.
I thought you had one.
The 15-button Stream Deck is the best one. Like, anything bigger than that's unnecessary. You don't need more than 15 buttons on a single screen because you can create a button that goes from screen to screen, and you can have unlimited screens. Like, there's not a need to go beyond 15 buttons.
No, it's not. I mean, on my Stream Deck, I have several folders.
Yes.
Just for my like overlays and everything, like Twitter and stuff like that. So you really don't need to go bigger than the 15, but the bigger one does look good.
Though. You want
to. And that's the problem with Elgato. You don't have to.
You know what?
You want to.
The Elgato Stream Cam is not the world's greatest camera, but you know what it is? It's $170 to $200 DSLR.
Yep.
And it's fucking great.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so moving on to my number 1 game. Hang on, since we have Panda in here. Number 1.
Oh,
gotta
so
make sure I
happy.
do it again because Panda's here. All right, so my number 1 game is, like I said, it's sandwiched in between, or it has sandwiched Scarlet Nexus in between that and Marvel Avengers, and it's a game that I put off playing for a while. I got it for free from my D&D DM because he bought the PS5 version of it specifically so that he could get a statue to go along with the game as well. And he's like, I got it, but I don't have a PS5, so here, you can have it. And I'm like, sweet. I wanted to buy this game anyways, so I'm going to buy it. And that is Tales of Arise, which is a fucking amazing game. This game is so fucking good. It is the most anime storyline that you could possibly get. And you know what? I'm a giant fucking weeb and I'm here for it. I don't care what you say about it. I fucking love this game. And it was so much that I was explaining it to my wife as we were driving back from my dad's house on the day after Christmas, on Boxing Day. And she was like, so what about this game? And it's like, here's the thing that's really great about it is that you have these upgrades that you can do to your weapons. You can upgrade your weapons, you can upgrade your armor, you can do all these things. However, this game is all about aesthetics as well. And they know that you're all about them anime aesthetics.
Yes.
So
yes.
You get a weapon or you get an armor set and you like it, but then you upgrade your armor and it goes away. That's how it normally happens in a lot of animes or certain games where that stays and it never changes. In this case, you can change your aesthetics to match what it is that you want to go with it. which is fucking amazing. So if you want to keep a specific sword look, even though you're upgrading that sword to a different one, you can keep that sword look. Same thing with the armor, same thing with everything else that you have in the game. It's fucking great. I love it. The fact that I got it for free made me not feel bad about paying $5 or whatever for certain other aesthetics that they did, in which case I bought the Code Vein pack that they had. In which case it gave me the Code Vein skins for one of the characters. So there was, I'm like, $5, I don't really give a fuck about it. That's fine. If I paid $60 for the game, I might have an issue with it. But the fact that I didn't pay anything for it, I'm like, whatever. I'm good with it. And you know what? I love it. It's great. They also have the ability where you talk to owls throughout the game. And as you talk to owls, they give you different aesthetic accessories. And the accessories do absolutely bupkis for your stats, except for the fact
they look cool.
They look awesome.
That's like Trails.
Yeah, no,
Trails
it's exactly like Trails. It's
too.
exactly like Trails, except for the fact there's a fuck ton of owls throughout this entire game that you talk to, and you get bunny ears and cat ears and dog tails and cat ears, or cat tails and dog tails, and like all the
This is
fucking...
a game of culture, is what you're saying.
Yes, it is.
This
This is a game of culture. It is awesome, and it is the most fucking anime of games that you could possibly have. And you know what? You can judge a game with how long it's going to be just by how long it takes for you to go through the fucking prologue. And you know how long it takes to go through the goddamn prologue on this game? 4 fucking hours to get through the prologue on this game. You know what?
Oh my god.
It's a fucking great game.
I don't already Final Fantasy levels of
it
like
is. It's Final Fantasy levels of prologue. It's god damn it. I'm forgetting the name. The studio that did the animation on this game is a very prominent anime studio, and I'm forgetting the name of the studio right now, and I really hate that I'm forgetting it right now. But it is actually like a super high-end anime studio. I'm surprised that they haven't made an anime out of this the way that they did with Scarlet Nexus, because Scarlet Nexus you can watch right now, and the anime studio that did all of the animation for this is fucking top notch. It is really good. The quality of everything on this game, the polish, the fit, everything is fucking phenomenal. I'm the only person on the podcast that has played this game, and it is fucking amazing.
To be fair, though, I want to play it. But it is 100+ hour game, and I myself right now don't have time for 100+
Persona 5, 108 hours. Again, so I sat there and I told my son, I was like, all right, so once you defeat Dragon Quest 11, like if you get through the main game and you decide you don't want to move on to like second and third endings for the game, I'm like, you can play some other games. And I downloaded in Final Fantasy VII, like the original Final Fantasy VII, the PlayStation version for it, which was the one that I was like, I played this game when I was 15 years old, dude. Like, if you want to play this, it's downloaded and it's ready for you. You want to play this? Go on ahead. It's a minimum of 62 hours to beat. Minimum.
Okay.
Minimum of 62 hours.
My problem though is when I play a game like this, I can't just do the minimum.
Well, yeah, but that's
the thing,
how is that? How do you like grade the game lower because of that? That's a good thing.
Lower.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a good thing.
That's a great thing. That is a great thing. And this game looks amazing with what I've seen. My thing is like, right now, I don't have time. When I graduate, this is definitely on my top list of games I'm going to play. Like, yes. I'm definitely going to be like, well, guys, I graduated. I'll see you in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, you become a fucking hermit. Jason and I used to do contests when Square Games came out to see who could beat it first. Because we were both... No, this is way before you, Chris. No.
Let's drop this up. Let's move this on.
No, we're not moving it on. You're drunk. It's fine. Jason and I used to do fucking like speed.
Come on,
like
you're
speed
dragging on.
run-throughs.
You're dragging on. Let's move on.
We used to speed run throughs of games, of Square games, when they would come out. So, like, Chrono Cross. I remember when Chrono Cross came out, and Jason and I would sit there and we would try and fight. Like, we would see, like, who's going to beat it first. And, like, that's the thing is, like, who cares how fucking long it is if the story's fucking great?
That's true, yes.
So, like this game, Scarlet Nexus, as Jason played, fucking awesome. Tales of Arise, fucking amazing game.
Yeah.
Who cares how long the game is and whatnot? Like, that's... actually, well, who cares if it's a shit game? But it's like you can have a really long ass game and the story is like bad.
I know
This is a really solid fucking game. It's really fucking good. Anybody that likes RPGs or JRPGs like has to play this game. It is hands down an amazing fucking game. We'll let Drunky McDrunkerson talk because now he's at the point where he's getting belligerent and angry. So we'll let Chris
so
talk.
much about your game.
Let's hear
I
about
let Jason
Hello
talk more
Let's
about
move
his
on.
game
Let's
than
move on.
mine, dude.
Let's move on.
Let's hear about Hello Kitty 4, Chris. Your favorite game. Oh, was it Paw
Chris,
Patrol?
What is your number one game? We want to know.
So my number one game is a Bamboozle.
Is a bamboozle? Is that what you said?
Yes. So,
Oh God.
No, we're going down.
Lost
Come on, Chris.
Words. Beyond the Page.
Oh God.
So I streamed on Halloween.
I knew
some
this.
Bamboozle.
Oh my God, this is so fucking. You talked about crying in a game so long ago that I forgot that this was another game. Oh my God.
Really? This game?
Yep.
This game's your number one game.
This is his
It
number
was
one game.
fantastic.
He apparently really wants to talk about it so much that he cut mine off.
Well, you talked forever. That was a long time, dude. That was a very, very long time to talk for that.
I let
game.
Jason talk about Scarlet Nexus longer than I talked about that
You were
game.
going. That was
Eric, you
so
talk a
fucking
lot.
long.
There's no lies there.
You did.
There's
That
nothing-
was-
I'm
Somebody
That
has
was
to
a very
fucking
long time.
anchor the
Chris on that.
podcast. I'm sorry, asshole.
There's no
You gotta
anchoring
move it
going
on, bro.
It's just
You gotta move it
masturbation.
on.
Oh
But that's
my
okay.
god. Okay, let's.
Oh,
Let's talk about this
please,
shitty-ass
please,
game,
Chris, please let us know why
Yes,
this is
game.
number
It
one.
was a fantastic game. I loved every
I'm not
minute
gonna
of
say
it.
it's a shitty game. I'm saying, Chris, please let us know why this is the number one game.
It was it meant the most to me. It hit me the most. It made me the most so I'm drunk, so it's hard to explain stuff for now. But
Love you, Chris. Love you so much, Chris.
Hey, people that just tuned in on our Twitch stream, Chris is like 5 really strong pints of beer deep.
And he hasn't drank in like 6 months. How
Yes.
long's it been? It's been like a while.
It's been
It's been
4
so
months, I
long.
think.
At least
I think it's
2,
4
3
months.
Yeah.
I think it's 4
Jeez.
months,
Like-
and like 3 of them were over 9%. Just-
they like
The
Yeah,
weakest
like,
one was
the
like 7%.
average was
no,
not-
that's what I'm saying. Like 3 of them
Pretty
were
sure.
over 9%. Like they were high alcohol content beers. So Chris is a little drunk right now.
I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling it. To be honest.
I've had a lot of hard alcohol, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
This game
Oh,
was
man.
great. It was beautiful. One of the characters, I'm like, I really want a plushie of this, and they were like, "Hey, yeah, we already have one in the works. Like, can I have it? Can I just give it to me?" Lump is, well, it's Lump. Like, I have a cute name for it, Lump. Like, okay. I just want it. Can you get Lump? He's so cute.
He is
To be
pretty
fair, it
cute.
was cute.
They're making
It was
they're
cute.
making a plushie for him, aren't they?
Yes.
They are.
But it's a great game. I really love it. It's very short. It's maybe like 3 or 4 hours. You can do it in a single stream.
Yep.
But it's very fun. I it's. I mean, it's my top game of the year, so it's. I
To
love
be
it.
fair, I was watching that
Yeah.
stream on Halloween, and I started to cry as well.
Yeah, Bulldog
I was just
cried.
watching.
And well, it was like me trying to cry while you guys are doing like the alerts of me not crying, like trying to be laugh, like. Oh, you think? Which is just, yeah, it was fun.
Good job.
And it
I'm so
wasn't
glad.
something we got to review for or anything like that, or
No, yeah.
No, I think
Was-
you found that on Game Pass actually.
I think so. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I had fun.
Yeah.
We actually got some solid fucking views
Yeah.
out of it because it was a game that not a lot of people were playing. We
Yeah.
got a solid amount of people that stuck around because of it,
Mhm.
and Chris really enjoyed it. Like the parts that I actually was able to
really
tune in
enjoyed
for it.
This is why it's my number one.
Yeah. There's certain
Yeah.
times when Chris is streaming because I can't even be at my computer to watch the stream, and it sucks because I really want to be there. And especially that game, like watching you play that in the bits that I could hop in, like that was a really cool game. Like story-wise and
really
everything
good.
like that. Like I went back and watched the VODs for some of them because it was actually a pretty solid game as far as like storyline and everything like that. So I don't fault you for putting it as your number one because story is a big thing for a lot of the things that we do. Again,
Yep.
the top three of the games that we had were amazing fucking stories. That was a big
Absolutely,
thing.
yes. Yep.
Speaking of, I think we should do, before we wrap it up, let's do round robin and just go through your top 5 all real quick.
Yep, we'll do
All
that
right.
again. Bulldog, go ahead.
So
Yep. So starting from 5, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Sentry Ages of Ashes, Forza Horizon 5, Back for Blood, and Boyfriend Dungeon. That's my number 1.
phenomenal.
Boyfriend.
Phenomenal. All right, starting from 5 as well. I had Forza Horizon 5, Immortals Phoenix Rising, The Ascent, Resident Evil Village, and Scarlet Nexus.
All right, mine were Warhammer 40k Battle Sector, Record of Lodoss War, Daedalus and Wonder Labyrinth, Unpacking, It Takes Two, and Tales of Arise. Chris?
For me, it was the Valheim, Biomutant, Forza Horizon 5, Kana, Bridge of Spirits, and then Lost Words. Beyond
Lost
the
Words. There you go.
Can't even say it.
Sorry. I like gibberish written on this page, so
Your handwriting's just as
I-
bad as mine, dude. It's fine.
Mine's
Don't worry
bad.
about
my
it.
handwriting is
too,
bad.
yeah.
My handwriting is
That's
bad.
Handwriting's
why you
fucking
type it
chicken
out,
scratch.
guys. That's why you type it out.
No,
No,
but
no,
you
my
type out,
handwriting's
you type
horrible.
everything out, and then
It's
you're like, "Well, I have to
garbage.
have
Yeah,
it
yeah.
written."
Yeah.
So
right
it's
here.
like
Garbage.
here
Mine's on my
somewhere.
other monitor right here, so I can see it.
I have
I
3
called it
monitors
earlier
going. I
on,
can't
and
fit that up.
I think it's
Same.
fun. I think it's fun to point out that we had all 4 of us were playing games, and the only one that we all called out was Forza. And
Yeah,
I don't want to
yes.
call out this game any more than we did, but I think it's really cool on how all of us have very different play styles and very different games that we liked across all of us.
Yep.
Forza was the only one that was repeated, and that's awesome and
Yep.
interesting to me at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I 100% like Forza was one of my like honorable mentions only because of the fact that they fucked up the multiplayer and
Yep.
the photo mode. Beyond that, it would have been way higher up on my list. Like it was a really fucking good game. Again, a very high reason for getting Xbox Game Pass. We
Absolutely.
talk about
Yep.
it all the time, and you know what? It's good because we can talk about PC, we can talk about PlayStation, we can talk about Xbox, and we'd be like, you know, this is the best value in this. This is the best console. This is the best like or accessories to get for your place or for your PC. It's like, you know, all of these things. Like we're not fucking fanboys on any specific one. We may
No.
be fanboys on a specific type of game, but beyond that, we know quality when we see it.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for our 2021 recap. It's extremely long, which is what it always is every year, no matter what. Somebody gets way drunker than they should. I've done it before. I know that for God's sake. Yeah, Chris was the one that got drunk. But thank you everybody for joining us.
Obviously, I've been drinking for a while, so.
Yes, Chris has not been drinking for a while, so that was bound to happen. Like, we knew it was going to happen. We were laughing about it earlier today. Chris and I were chatting about it before Jason even got home from San Diego about how funny it was going to be. So anyways, thank you for joining us. You can find us at ibitafirst.com or ibif.co, which will get you to all of our major podcasting platforms that we are on. We are on all major podcasting platforms. So if you search for iBit First, Cutscene, which is our sister podcast where we talk about, or where we do anime watch-alongs, and our third podcast, which is Patch Notes, where we talk with game devs. We haven't done a whole lot of those, but that is the one where we actually have, like, specifically talking with game developers about their games, about them personally, because that's actually the more important part, and the more intriguing part in our part is them themselves. And you can also find us at Facebook, IBIT1st.com, Twitter, IBIT First, Instagram, IBIT First, everywhere else, IBIT First, twitch.tv/IBIT First, where we record all of our podcasts every Monday night, roughly about 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can find us. Sometimes we will let it go on to Tuesday. You know, it depends on what's going on. But you can also join our Discord if you just go on to our Twitch account and go to !IBIT First Discord. It will tell you the link directly there because Discord links are fucked. I'm not going to fucking read those out. But anyways, thank you everybody for joining
Email
us.
us.
Yes, you can email us.
Anything.
Yes. Literally anything.
IBIT1st.com.
Weird cat looking at me upwards at IBIT1st.com. That will get
yes. I still wait for my sticker.
I thought I sent you a sticker. Did I not send you a sticker?
I don't think you did. I don't think you have, because I believe I sent email to send me a stupid sticker. You stupid idiot.
Do you have a koozie too? Because I'll send you a koozie as well.
No, I don't have one. I would love one.
I will send you a Sonoran Spice
one,
Company
Bulldog.
koozie to go along with your stickers, Bulldog. I will get that sent out to you. I am sorry. We sent you a sticker when you won your T-shirt. But I'll send you another one anyways.
You got a shirt,
okay.
and we put it in there.
Yes, I will send you another one anyways. I'll send you an explosion sticker as well as a koozie as well. But we will get those to you. But yeah, you can email us anything at ibitafirst.com. Fuckface at ibitafirst.com. Jason's a fucking tool bag at ibitafirst.com.
Yep.
Chris is drunk as fuck at ibitafirst.com. All of those will get to us no matter what you do. Anything is set there. But without further ado, we can't end a podcast, and make sure you stick around because we're going to raid into somebody else as well on this podcast, but we can't end a podcast without some drunk asshole saying, bye-bye!
Also, we have to do our exercises.
Yeah, we do have to do
I
our
can't-
exercises. We're gonna do our exercises.
I hurt my back.
Can you, Chris?
No, you don't have to, Bulldog.
No,
It's
Bulldog,
just
that's just for us. Yeah.
It's just for us. All right. We actually don't have much. We have
think it was like
squats
10.
and push-ups. It's 10 squats, 10 push-ups for all of us.
Oh,
It's perfectly
man.
fine. So don't worry about it. We're gonna do those, everybody. All right.
Hi, Chad. How's it going? It's me, Bulldog. I might have had a little bit too much to drink. Look at these 30 men just doing exercises for you, and me just right here sitting.
You love it, Bulldog. You love watching it.
That's trying to say, let me see those butts, guys. Let me see those butts. There we go. I mean, is it 500 views good looking butt? Let's be honest.
I know my wife likes my butt.
There you
Does
go.
that count?
That's what matters.
Just squats and push-ups, right?
Just squats and
Squats,
push-ups.
push-ups.
Okay.
Yeah, squats
It
and
might have been
push-ups.
sit-ups instead of push-ups. I don't know. It was a long ass time
I
ago.
don't know.
We did it. We did.
All right, so we are
Redeemed.
going. It's 1,000 points no matter what. So we are gonna raid into. Let's see here. Watch Holly's doing Sekiro.
Ooh, Sekiro's good. Sekiro is a good
Let's
game.
do Watch Holly. Actually, we haven't done Watch Holly.
It's on sale right now too.
Oh, is it really?
I gotta pick it up for PC. I played it on console, but I haven't played it on PC yet.
Make sure I get this name right. Is it 2 L's or 1 L? 2 L's.
I got like all your butts, and I like your butt too. Look at chat.
All your butts.
No. The Twitch did not like the syntax of my typing.
Oh. Oh my God.
I had it right.
Are they still? Hold on. Are they still live? Maybe.
No.
Right?
It's saying invalid username.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm gonna try one more time. What the fuck?
Ben, I'll join you. What do you want to do? What do you want to do, Pan? We'll talk in Discord.
There we go. Okay. And
there we are.
That's right. That's
nice.
Right. Image.
Nice.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are going to rate into Watch Holly. They're playing Sekiro, so make sure that you say hi. But bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good luck finding your dad.
Friend, Dad.